SEK Urgent Care, Jocksnitch Sporting Goods, Kennar Eye Care, the Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, Lane Lord Basketball Camp, Lindbergh Pharmacy, Pet Care and Surgery Center, Pittsburg State University, and Ryan Insurance.
Now let's go live courtside for tonight's pregame show on ESPN 100.7.
We welcome you to this Groundhog edition of Friday Night Hoops. Puxatawny Phil, the intrepid Groundhog, saw his shadow, and the coward decided to go back in and say it is 6 more weeks of winter, but you wouldn't recognize that it is 6 more weeks of winter in southeast Kansas as the golden rays of sunlight have rained down upon Pittsburg, Kansas, as well as Independence, Kansas. We are inside the home of the Bulldogs in Independence, Kansas, as the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons are set to take on the Independence Club, an SEK clash here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. And a merry welcome to your sports headquarters once again from Independence, Kansas, alongside Avi Sharma. Caleb Wood now back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. Last time out for this Pittsburg High School girls basketball team, Chris Krotz earned his 5th victory as the coach of the Dragons, as the first-year head coach for PHS, moving to 2-4 in Southeast Kansas Conference play. A 62-39 trumping of the Lady Natos for Dale Reynolds. 8-5 Bulldogs, dropping a decision to the Labette County Grizzlies, 46-33. We will hear from both coaches on our pregame interviews in just 30 seconds. You're listening to your sports headquarters on ESPN 100.7.
For all those New Year's resolutions, stop at Jocksnitch to get your new running shoes and new workout gear from Nike to Adidas. We also have Brooks and Asics running shoes to get the new year started right. Here at Jocksnitch in downtown Pittsburgh, Adidas Ultra.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Zero security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Win over the Coffeyville Golden Coast. Big win for you in turn that first league win of the 2018 calendar year. Can you just touch on your impressions of that ball game?
Yeah, I thought our girls played hard, got some offense going, created some steals, got some easy baskets. And like I said, when we can do that, we can create some easy baskets early. It seems to really help our half-court offense. To see the ball go through the hoop a few times really kind of helps us feel a little more comfortable in the half-court.
Well, you talk about half-court sets. The three-pointer was working for you as well. Madden Petty converted 3 of her 5 three-pointers as a team, 3 of 8. And I know, speaking the last couple of weeks, the three ball has not been there for you. How nice was it to see the ball start to fall from behind the arc and give your girls some confidence and space out the floor?
Yeah, just that. I mean, it helps space out the floor. If we can get the ball to go in a few times from three-point land, we're not going to be a team that's going to make, 10 three-pointers, but if we can get a few to go in to somewhat open up some passing lanes, open up some post-up opportunities and things, and that's just, that's what we got to do. We got to find a way to get a few in.
Well, Coach, the most impressive statistic, and that seems to be one of the primary storytellers for media members, but one observation from Tuesday was the rebounding margin, 21-15, a +6 margin for your girls. And it wasn't just Matlock and Kidd rebounding. Your senior Abby Casper stepped up big with 5 large critical boards. Can you touch on your guards' willingness to rebound and how imperative it is for Casper to have those good defensive outings and crash the glass?
Very important. And like I said, even though Abby gets the rebounds, and that's, that's kudos to Abby and her work ethic and her just tenacity to go get the ball. But a lot of times those come off of our posts doing their job. They're fighting hard, getting position. And sometimes you're posting up and, you're blocking out and doing your job. And sometimes if you're doing your job, blocking out your man, sometimes you kind of can take yourself out of the play while your guards go get those. And, if you always check your man, and if you check your man and she's not coming, then you go rebound and you go pick up the trash. And, Abby and Madden and Riley and all those girls, Cassidy, do a good job of that.
Well, Coach, we're a little bit past the midway point of the regular season. The point I want to bring up to you is, how has the first year as the Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach been treating you?
Good. Like I said, I feel like we're really growing and coming together, and I feel like we're really close. We're really close to, turning the page to getting some big wins. And hopefully here in the second half of conference play, we can turn a few of those close losses from the first time around into wins. That's going to be the goal.
Cam Molina currently talking with Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach Chris Krotz. So as Chris Krotz of 2018, would there be anything advice-wise you would give to Chris Krotz of 2017 in coaching the younger, less developed Purple Dragons? Any advice you would give yourself?
Oh, yeah, probably to, maybe stagger out the stuff I put in a little differently. There was times where maybe I threw too much at them too early, especially offensively. We were trying to look for, ways to score buckets, and, we tried some different things. And I think if we would have staggered those out at a better pace for them to cognitively pick up some of the stuff we were doing, it'd probably been better. But I feel like we're getting there now.
Well, Coach, during Coffeyville, you were able to bring in some of your JV players. I know Ella Hendrickson has earned more minutes at the varsity level, but you also brought in J.M. Minifield and Leah Westcott. How important is it for some of those JV players to earn some scarce varsity minutes to gain that experience?
Oh, I think it's more important overall for team morale. Just everybody get in, get a bucket, get feeling good, and, just so the whole team, you can preach all you want that the effort that they're giving in practice is, so important, but it's just nice to get in the game and make a few baskets and play a little bit too, and just, get to see some of the fruits of your labor come pay off. And that's, we had a chance to do that on Tuesday.
Well, Coach, you've already taken on Dale Reynolds Bulldogs. You already have an idea of what they bring to the table. How do you plan to counter them on their home court Friday?
Again, it's going to be coming out and matching intensity. And, they're a very intense group. They attack the basket hard, and it's going to be getting ourselves in good defense positions. It's going to be, like I said, a balance of energy and execution. I'll be honest, I thought Tuesday for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and we haven't done that much this year, I thought we were a little flat the first 2 or 3 minutes coming out against Coffeyville. And then we kind of got our feet under us and played well. We cannot do that Friday. We've got to come out from the tip, be energetic, focused, and ready to execute.
Once again, that was Chris Krotz, head girls basketball coach of the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. We will be joined by Dale Reynolds, head girls basketball coach of Independence High School, in just a few moments. You're listening to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
When it comes to tough, versatile workhorses, nothing compares to Kubota's full line of RTV Series utility vehicles. Engineered to last and designed to deliver, Kubota's RTV X Series doesn't just lead the way on rugged dependability, it leads the pack. From big jobs to small projects and daily chores. Choose from America's top-selling family of diesel utility vehicles to help you do it all.
Visit Storer Implement at Iola, Kansas for more information. It may be cold outside, but you can stay warm and cozy inside with help from Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. They have the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more. Many brand styles and colors. Come take a look. They've got a great selection of furniture too, including dining room sets and sofa sets. And if you need a recliner, Derailed is the place to be. From power recliners, swivel, toddler, to even lift recliners. In stock and ready to sell. Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture with stores in Brazelton and Independence, Kansas, and Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri.
For all those New Year's resolutions, stop at Jocksnitch to get your new running shoes and new workout gear from Nike to Adidas. We also have Brooks and Asics running shoes to get the new year started right. Here at Jocksnitch in downtown Pittsburgh, Adidas Ultra Boost on sale for a great price of $129.99. Stop in to see the Jocksnitch sales we have going on right now. You don't want to miss these deals. Select Chiefs and Royals apparel are marked down. Stop in Jocksnitch today in downtown.
Wednesday at Kansas Crossing Casino. Exclusive Camp 49 February offers include 5 times points, a slot tournament with a top prize of $1,000 in free play, and more. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Join us on Wednesdays in February for Camp 49, only at Kansas Crossing Casino. Sweep your way to $20,000 cash this February at Kansas Crossing Casino. On Saturday, February 24th, 10 people will qualify every half hour for a chance to be one of our 10 finalists who will pull a prize envelope with a guaranteed top prize of $10,000 cash. Then each of the 10 finalists will play our Curling for Cash live game, where they could win an additional $10,000 in cash. See Dynamite Club for official rules. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Let's go back live courtside.
Hello and we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. And Molina joined by Independence High School girls basketball coach Dale Reynolds. Coach, last time out, a tough SEK rival in the Labette County Grizzlies. In that contest, played great defense. The only thing that you lacked was in the rebounding column. But outside of that, how did you feel about your girls' performance?
I thought we played excellent. We played great all the way around. Our shots didn't fall when we needed them to, but defensively, the whole team like Labette that scored about 65, 70 points a game to 46 points was where we needed to be when we talked about it. So we did everything we needed to do defensively. We held Gage at 21 points. She really only had, I think, 13 there until the last few minutes of the fourth quarter when she hit a couple of bombs and we were forced to foul and she hit some free throws. But so we really did a good job containing her. But our shots didn't fall at the end, and we had some opportunities. And like I say, we didn't rebound particularly well, and you can't give a team like Labette or any team for that matter, 20 extra shots, and all those second chances because they're going to come up and bite you, and they did it. Give them credit, they did what they needed to do to win. But our girls believe that we can play with them, and they have to come to our place the last game of the year, and we just need to take care of our business one game at a time, and hopefully we have a shot at something at the end. But right now we'll fix what we did and get ready for Pittsburgh on Friday.
Coach, you have a pretty good blend of experience and youth. How do you tell those youthful players, some of those novices, that it's okay to drop decisions like these as long as we go out and perform and execute the game plan well? How do you tell them following the game, let's forget about this one and move on to the next?
Yeah, I mean, they know that they can play well, and they know they did play well. They just made a few errors, and we always talk about, making errors as part of growing as basketball players and as adults. And you're going to fail a lot of times before you get things right. And we know we did a lot of things right, but we did some things that we need to correct, and we corrected them yesterday and in practice, and we'll work on correcting them again today. And we have another game Friday to see if we got them corrected or not, and if not, we'll move on and keep working. And but there's always something to be working on, and our kids learned that they can compete with the best teams in our league, and that was important to show themselves that they could do it, and I was really proud of our kids for that.
Coach, I know you mentioned constantly improving. What areas do you think your team can improve in heading into this upcoming matchup and for the foreseeable future?
Well, obviously rebounding, since we gave up 48 rebounds the other night, and we gave up 37 twice, and one was the Frontenac Friday, and the other one was Pittsburgh last time we played them. So it's it's something we need to definitely work on. But there's times that we rebound 37 times. So I mean, it's all about effort and rebounding. But trying to get good looks and create shots for our teammates and ourselves is something else we need to talk about. But our kids are slowly understanding and slowly getting better at it. So I'm pleased with our progress.
Cam Molina currently talking with Independence Lady Bulldogs head girls basketball coach Dale Reynolds. Coach, last time I saw you and your girls play, the one noteworthy aspect of your guys' game that really impressed me was how balanced you were on the offensive end. We draw back to Pittsburgh. You went to the free throw line 15 times, shot 30 free throws, converted on over 60% of them, knocked down 50% of your threes. Can you talk about the offensive efficiency and how your players do a great job fitting into your scheme?
Yeah, we don't have one person that you have to key on. I mean, if you shut down one or two of our kids, two of our kids will step up usually. And that's a good thing about our group. We have, 8 kids that play that can always step up and score when we need them to. And somebody's having a bad night, if our leading scorer, our second leading scorer is not shooting well, our fifth leading scorer might step up and score double digits. I mean, it's just, they know and they understand, they're not selfish by any means. Sometimes they overpass if there's any downfall to it, but they all step up and try to get shots, that try to get people, the open person or the hot hand, the ball, and they understand that's what's needed to win. And so, I like the way our team shapes out, and I'm glad we don't have just one person that somebody has to key on it, and then that people that struggle to score have to do it. We have kids that can score all the way around our roster, and that's an important asset for us.
Coach, I know you just mentioned that it's just not a one-player team. You have many other talents on your squad, but 2 players that at least are catalysts are Howland and Schaubel. Can you talk about their development?
Well, they keep progressing nicely. Morgan Mavers has been coming along good, and Jen Etchison's kind of been hurt, but she was doing well before she got hurt. But she's scored 12, 14, 16 points I think in a couple games. And Aubrey Lowry, she came out of nowhere against Frontenac and scored 14. So our starters are good. Abby Ewing has missed. She didn't play when we played Pittsburgh last time. She had an injury, and she'll be an asset for us come Friday. And she scored 11, and I think she scored 13 against Frontenac. So she's been coming along too. So we have an added bonus everywhere. So all our kids are progressing nicely. Like I said, if one's having a bad night, somebody else is going to pick it up. So that's what's important to us.
Coach, you looked to lock down a win on home court against Pittsburgh High School. You were able to handle Chris Krotz's club fairly easily. Last time you two took on one another back in December, what do you expect from their club?
I don't know about handling them easily. That was a battle, and we ended up pulling away with free throws and making some shots. So every game is hard in the SEK, no matter what. We talk about winning our games at home and stealing ones on the road. Well, we stole one on the road there, and we're going to have to keep Pittsburgh from stealing one at our place. And we're going to have to play our best to do it. They bring a lot of pressure, and the Petty girls really been been on fire lately, and we have to probably kind of key to stop her a little bit and make sure the inside game. I think the kid girl had 17 rebounds against us the first time, so we got to make sure that doesn't happen again. So we have our work cut out for us, as we do every night in the league. I mean, they're looking up and down. Everybody's getting better. Chanute's getting better. Fort Scott's right there. Parsons is right there. Caulfield seems to be getting better at times. And every night is not an easy task for anyone. And if we don't come to play, Pittsburgh's going to beat us. And we know that. So we're going to have to give our best effort. And I know Coach Krotz will have his kids giving their best effort, and it's going to be a battle. And hopefully at the end we're on top. But we always want to compete and play well. And I feel like if we do that, we always have a chance to be successful.
Once again, that was Dale Reynolds, head girls basketball coach of Independence High School. We are back with more Purple Dragon action on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, right after this.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
When the lights come up on Friday and Saturday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland Construction. Many Crossland employees played on those fields and were educated in the schools that are thriving parts of our communities today. Crossland is a proud supporter of area athletics. It's you to be a local school community. Many of the athletes playing today may help Crossland build across our region in the future. Check out career opportunities at crossland.com. Crossland Construction, build you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
And a very welcome back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. This Groundhog Day SEK Conference tilt is close to beginning as the Independence Lady Bulldogs and the Pittsburgh High School Lady Purple Dragons are set to tip off in just a moment. Let's introduce you tonight to the starting rotation, beginning with Chris Krotz's Lady Dragons coming in with a 5-9 record, 2-4 in the Southeast Kansas League Conference. In a shakeup, Avi, Madden Petty, the stellar freshman for the Dragons, relegated to the second unit, as Riley Johnson, the sophomore guard, will get the start tonight. And the lineup tonight, similar to that of the first three games of the regular season. So it is Riley Johnson, Caden Matlock, Caitlin Kidd, Sophia Penamani, and Abby Casper, the senior guard. As for the 8-5 Lady Bulldogs, led by Dale Reynolds, Taylor Howland, Aubrey Laurie, Alyssa Schabel, Morgan Mavers, and Abby Ewing, who dropped 11 points against Labette County, a team high, on Tuesday in a 46-33 loss. Bill Murray's not here, Avi, but this Groundhog Day contest sure to be a great one, as we have two clubs in the Southeast Kansas League that are nearly on par with one another.
Well, I hate how you keep referencing Groundhog's Day, Karen, because we got 6 more weeks of winter, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. But anyways, you're right. It's Friday. We got some good basketball tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. You and I are both a little interested about the whole Riley Johnson starting situation today. You think it might be just getting Madden, some rest, some fatigue, getting her back in, because it's getting close to that time to where it's almost playoff time. So I think that's probably the right idea. But I think this is a good matchup. We've seen this matchup once before, but I think these are two different ball clubs, and I think we're going to see a more closer and intense matchup than we did last time.
Well, that's an astute point, Avi. Madden Petty's just a freshman, still adjusting to the speed of the high school level. It wouldn't hurt Coach Krotz and Coach Matlock to sit her and put her in that second unit for today's game. One, you have a stronger second unit with her on the floor. You can give Johnson more minutes in that starting rotation. She's a pretty good defender alongside Abby Casper, and allow Madden to flourish in that platoon squad, that second part of the rotation. Last time these two teams clashed, it was an Independence victory, 56-43 on Pittsburgh's home court. So the Dragons looking to avenge that Week 2 loss. The Dragons wearing their away Bila uniforms with white numerals and lettering. The Bulldogs are opal uniforms with orange numerals and lettering trimmed with black. Kidd will tip it backwards, and it will be Purple Dragon basketball going from right to left on your dial. Skip pass by Casper, right corner, head fake by Sophia Penamati. Delivers the dart back to Casper. She's trying to stretch the floor as she has Johnson left wing. Right back to Casper following a pass from Matlock. As Matlock will go to the right elbow. Kidd right block. Picking up her dribble is Matlock right elbow. Johnson left wing three. Up and off the back iron. Ball poked up into the air and gathered by the Bulldogs. Morgan Mavers with her first rebound of the night. A good look by Johnson. Johnson could not have asked for a better look, but the left wing not too kind for her. Scoop back pass by Lowry. Near side wing with the sphere is Mavers. Mavers dribbles with her left hand, then crosses over to the right. Brings the ball to her right hip. Dribbles below her knee level. Right elbow is Ewing. Ewing bounce pass. She tries to slither a pass to the open Schabel. Schabel works it back around. Again, with the rock currently is Ewing. Gets to the near side elbow. Straight away trifecta is up off the right side of the orange by Mavers. Rebound is by Matlock. Her first of the contest. Right corner, Sophia Penamati delivers a fastball to the top of the arch where Casper is at. Right back to Johnson, left wing, where she is positioned. Not a lot of movement from the guards thus far, more so from the post. And it looks like running the baseline is Matlock working to that strong side of the basketball as Casper catches it right wing, dribbles, maneuvers with her right hand. Penamati sets herself. Right corner three is up to the left side of the orange. Loose ball. Casper offensive board trying to use the ball and put it in her right hand and tries to ricochet it off the back of the window, does not go. So Casper, after a strong offensive rebound, unable to convert, crossing over left to right is Howland. Howland will symbol the basketball backwards. A toss from Mavers to Lowry. Rowley will penetrate, goes to the far side ring, reverses back out to an open Schabel. Schabel will find Ewing, her three ball no. Matlock, another rebound to her name. Dragons currently with three of those right now. Matlock outside the arch has Sophia Penamati right short corner to Matlock. This should be the Kidd left block, and Kidd will use the glass effectively and score. So Kidd scores the game's first points. 5:45 left in the first. 2-0 is the score. At the point, it's Mavers dribbling with her right hand with her black Nike shoes with a white swish. Trying to curl to the far side ring is Howland as she scoops it backwards to an outstretched arm waiting Lowry. Right wing Schabel, who reverses it backwards as the twirling ball falls to the hands of Mavers. Far side wing trying to penetrate inside is Schabel. Percolating to the high post is Howland as she shovels the ball backwards in an offensive foul committed by Ewing. Her first, team's first. Last time out for the Dragons. How about a 62-39 thumping of the Golden Nados from Coffeyville? Coach Krotz earning his fifth career victory with the Lady Dragons. Left wing Johnson on the far end of the court delivers a pass to Matlock. Left short corner. Johnson will catch it following a Matlock pass. Kidd is able to receive the pass near side elbow, and Casper was unable to track the pass down from Kidd. Casper will just allow the clock to trickle under 5 minutes and let the ball go out of bounds. Now that could be counterproductive because it's better positioning for Independence, who will have a near side baseline inbound. It is an orange baseline with Bulldog script scribbled across from left to right. Inbound by Lowry to the front court for an open Mavers. Mavers will dish the ball into the midst of Ewing. Ewing looking to dump off a pass. Ewing nearly carrying. Good defense by Kidd. And last touch by Johnson as she was able to get her right hand in the passing lane and deflect it. Near side inbound by Lowry as she scans. Ball thrown into the depth of the front court near the mid-court line where there is a giant spherical, more circular, as it is two-dimensional, orange pattern logo in the middle. Left wing with the rock is Schabel. Schabel goes high post. Good defense by Casper. She dove down with Ewing, rolling with her off the pick and roll and stole it away. Casper, nearly a 5-second call. Somebody needs to assist her. Lobs it up in the air. Matlock is fouled by Howland. Her first and the team's second. It will be a far sideline inbound by Sophia Penamati. Both sides slow offensively to begin with. Both sides somewhat static to start with. Not a lot of moving parts as the ball is purloined by Schabel, who read the pass by Johnson. Schabel will not rush it. She'll be more rational and reverse it back out to the left wing. As she reverses out, she tries to penetrate far side ring. It will go off the shoe of Casper, but one official says it was off the shoe of Schabel. And the backside official wins out, saying that it last touched Schabel. Matlock inbound to Casper. 2-0 is our score. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. And an extended 3-2 zone, a travel by Matlock. Matlock was about 4 to 5 steps away from the top of the arch, and it looks like she dragged her back right foot. Substitutions for Independence, one being Jenna Etchinson, and she actually approached us prior to the game, pulled over the JV roster and said, "Hey, let me show you how to pronounce my name correctly." And very adamant about it. It's probably the first time it's happened to you or I.
Tell you, it was definitely a first for both of us, but a very cool moment. Not too many times you have players who want to come up to us and tell you what their actual names, pronunciations were. So pretty cool moment there.
Reagan Cunningham's at the high ball screen to the right on Matlock. She will roll to the right block before the ball is reversed to Mavers. Left wing. 3:40 remaining in the first. 2-0. Dragons lead it. Etchinson to Mavers. Mavers looks to the high post. Far side elbow is Cunningham, and Cunningham tosses it away. She thought that Shaba was going to position herself in a solid fashion in the near side corner and then shoot a three, but it was a good read by Shavel to cut as there was no help defense. Madden Petty sporting the number 15 for the Dragons on the floor now as Sophia Penamani catches a break. It's Casper setting about 2 feet away from the top of the horseshoe. Johnson reverses back outside of the horseshoe as she permeated inside of the free throw line. Casper delivers a beeline dart to Johnson, left wing where she feels more comfortable shooting the ball. Matlock tries to toss up a difficult shot, left block, does not go on a foul. And it seems to be on a Dragon, I believe, on Kidd.
Yeah.
It is on Kidd, her first, team's first. 2-0 is the score. A solid defensive outing from both sides to begin with. Under 3 to go in the first. Madden Petty defending Lowry, who is situated on the far side corner towards the near end of the court. With the rock, a Schabel. She'll cross over from right to left underneath her knees. Casper supplies a great amount of pressure to that far side wing as the ball was trying to be interchanged between her and Cunningham. Attacking Maber, foul on the floor committed by Johnson. And Johnson a little bit of that arm contact as she tried to stave off Mavers, who was trying to slice inside. Lowry to inbound. Left side baseline. Lowry scans. She thought she had Etchinson. Cunningham will catch near side elbow. Her two swishes through. Ewing a good look. No hesitation on the jump shot. 2:30 left in the first frame. It's 2-all. Casper brings the ball behind her head where her ponytail's flopping towards the nape of her neck. Ball skipped to Petty, right wing. Petty loses it off her rear end, and Etchinson dives, and it's a scrum on the hardwood. As Kidd dives, she comes up with it, but it's a held ball as signaled by the officials. And Petty bringing her left hand to her throat. I think she may have been popped or whacked in the throat as she was diving for that loose ball. Etchinson, in and out move, crosses over with the right hand, brings it back to the right hand, has Cunningham high post. Mavers left corner, darted over to Etchinson, sells the head fake with her black ankle band on her right ankle. Lowry, left side wing, left corner with it is Schabel. Schabel delivers a floater pass over to the left wing, right back to Schabel, left corner three, falls. Schabel, great two-man action between her and Etchinson read the defense well that had come to double team her with the basketball. Right corner, Petty will permeate towards the right short corner to the right block, tosses up a Hail Mary as her body was all the way underneath the rim, and Etchinson was popped in the nose, and she is doubled over, holding her nose as she needs a second to recompose herself. Under 1:30 left in the first, 2-2 is the score. Zoe Penamani to check in for the Dragons. Kylie Wilson on the floor for the Bulldogs as Etchinson goes to the bench. From my perspective and from what I can see, her nose is not bleeding, so I think she's just stunned a little bit as she's checking out her nose, and that is not the most fun injury or stinger to have.
No.
Is on the right wing, ripping above her forehead is Schabel. Schabel will try to slice inside the horseshoe. Petty comes up with a steal towards the left wing. Petty with an open lane, goes up left-handed, draws a foul. And one as the ball takes 3 hops around the orange. And we waited with bated breath to see if the and one would follow. Madden Petty, excellent body control as she absorbed the contact from the cutting Howland, bumping into her, and she finished.
And I tell you, Cameron, I think she got lucky because when she got that turnover, I thought she almost carried it at the beginning of that transition.
And a correction, it is on Lowry. Or excuse me, Wilson, her second foul. No, her first foul, as it was changed from her second to her first from Howland to Wilson. So Wilson is indicted and is guilty of the foul. Petty misses the free throw, but it will be Purple Dragon basketball as it ricochets off of one of the Bulldogs. Attacking left short corner is Petty, following the inbound by Kidd, and it's a carry. (5-4) is the score. Independence leads by a single point with under 60 seconds to go in the first. Lowry, jump pass, Cunningham, follow away, 2 from the free throw line, just past the free throw line, inside the key. The 13-footer does not fall. Cunningham's second missed shot of the night. She's 1 of 3. Zoe Pitamani rotates the basketball, left wing to Johnson. Johnson cycles back around with 38 seconds to go, finds Petty. Petty loses her handle on the sphere and it goes out of bounds. That is twice now that Petty has been unable to control the basketball. And she's frustrated with herself, as any young player would be after turning it over. And that's just a sign of passion from the young Purple Dragon. As Howland gallops down the floor, gets to the far side ring, then reverses back out. Wilson, a dart pass. She'll set a ball screen to the left tip of Schabel. Schabel won't use it as Casper harasses her. A blanketing defensive effort by the Dragons. Left corner 3, air ball by Howland. Offensive rebound by Wilson. She scoops it backwards. 15 seconds to go in the first. Schabel, bounce pass, open. Howland high off the window and finishes. 9 seconds to go. The Dragons can still score. Zoe Pitamani inbounds. Casper needs to see the clock. She has 5 seconds. Skips it. Madden Petty, wide open, deep trifecta, dialed up off the back guard. It bounces up to the air. Zoe Pitamani comes down with the rebound, but that is it. After 1 quarter of play, it is 7-0. The Independence Lady Bulldogs, led by Dale Reynolds, seeking their 9th victory of the year. The Coach Krotz's girls giving a strong defensive effort through the first quarter. We are back with the top of the second after this, here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable, it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BAGorilla.
Let's go back live courtside.
We welcome you to the top of the second from Independence, Kansas, inside Independence High School's main gymnasium. Avi Sharma, Kayla Wood now back at our KSHQ studio. Campbellina with you. Purple Dragons ladies basketball team trails by 3, 7-4 as Madden Petty mishandles the sphere. Bobbles it for a second, will attack right short corner to the right block, tosses up a high-arcing, high-trajectory attempt as she's underneath the can, misses. Matlock with the rebound, and she is fouled on her way to the basket. The Dragons currently winning the rebound battle. Matlock with 3 to her name out of the 5 total by PHS. It was the first quarter that was characterized by a strong defensive effort from both sides. The field goal percentages do not really reflect how strong of a first quarter performance it was from the Bulldogs and Dragons defensively. Right now, the Bulldogs shooting 3 of 8 from the floor. The Dragons 1 of 5, and now 0 of 2 from the free throw line as Matlock misses her first free throw. Her second offering clangs off the right side. Ball still loose. Sophia Pitamani came up with it. Kidd with the second chance shot. Lobs it up with the right hand, and a foul committed by the Dragons. And the Dragons having a difficult time capitalizing off of free opportunities. Inbound by Independence, lobbing it over the top of Madden Petty's head is Mavers. Mavers will find an open Wilson who looks for a cutting Howland, and Howland almost earns an and one as Kidd commits her first foul.
They're going to call that one on Casper, I believe.
Oh, they will call it on Casper, I beg your pardon. Good catch there, Avi. As Howland will head to the charity stripe. She has 2 points thus far. 1 of 2 from the floor. Her first free throw is perfect. absolutely perfect. Excellent form. Petty subs out. Cassidy Odell will come in, who has earned much more minutes than she did through the first 13 games of the regular season against Coffeyville, able to put up some points, and against Girard did well as well. Offensive rebound by Wilson, misses. Ewing with the second chance shot on the weak side, and she is fouled. And the Dragons, after pounding the glass to start the first 20 seconds of the second quarter and through most of the first quarter, the Bulldogs have had some pretty strong rebounding efforts of their own. Trying to impose their will as Ewing's first free throw is off the back flange. It bounces up. Matlock will grab it and scoop it back to the official as Zoe Penamani will check in for Kidd. That is 2 on Kidd now. Ewing squats down very low, spins the ball in between her legs, then spins the ball near her chin. Right-handed free throw goes. So Ewing goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. She now has a point and a rebound. Casper about 2 steps away from the apex of the arch, finds Zoe Penamani, who finds Matlock left wing. Cassidy Odell scoops it backwards to Casper, and then a terrible pass thrown by Casper from the far side corner as she tried to hook up with Sophia Penamani. That pass sailed over her head. Ella Hendricks to sub in, and Coach Krotz has been far more liberal with bringing in more of his JV players. Zoe Penamani, Ella Hendrickson, Riley Johnson, for example, all been getting a lot more time, and I think that truly speaks volumes about their effort in practice and in games more so than Coach Krotz's willingness to go to the bench. I think he has been kind of forced to let these girls bud and thrive at the varsity level. Under 7 to go in the second. It's 9-4. Dragons currently trail by 5, and the right-handed hook shot goes by Ewing. Ewing, a tough shot that was able to trickle through the bottom of the nylon. Left wing, Sophia Penamani has Matlock about 2 steps away from the top of the arch. Ball rotated right wing. Casper finds Matlock, right block. She's contested heavily. She misses. Ella Hendrickson offensive rebound, then tries to float one up, misses. Another offensive rebound, floats it up, no. In transition, Howland will attack inside the key, and she bounces off the chest of Ella Hendrickson, and it's a foul. That is the 16th foul committed by the Dragons. So Hendrickson picks up her first. And again, the team 6 as Lowry is set to inbound. Scanning is Lowry, left side of the baseline, near baseline inbound. Matlock, good read, is able to purloin the basketball, but her right foot was just barely toe-tapping the sideline. 6:20 to go in the half. 11-4 is the score. 7-point edge for the Bulldogs. Down ball screen set by Schabel, freeing up Howland, but the ball is inbounded into Mavers. Mavers scans, has Ewing at the free throw line from the high post. Ewing holding onto the basketball, stagnating, goes into Hendrickson, reverses back out, tries to spin away, goes with an up and under, steps through, dishes out a pass, far side wing to Mavers. Mavers dribbles with her right hand, and she's very composed. A very poised guard as she looks on, trying to find an open recipient to dish off the basketball to. And that open recipient is Schabel, and a 5-second call. Good defense by the Dragons, stymieing the offensive efforts of the Bulldogs. Under 6 to go in the half. 11-4 is the score. Matlock bounce pass to Casper on the inbound. Skip pass by Casper to Sophia Penamani, left wing. Reversed right back to Casper. Casper cocks the ball above her head, and 3 seconds in the lane by Ella Hendrickson. Hendrickson stepped way outside the lane. She was to the elbow, and Coach Krotz disagreeing with the call as well as he's scrutinizing the official now, and he's using his finger to point to the backcourt, saying, how is that a 3-second call if she's out of the lane? Under 5:40 remaining in the first half of action. It's 11-4. Bulldogs lead it by 7. Mavers reverses it backwards to her open teammate Lowry. Head fake shown by Schabel. She'll bring it above her headband, which is more so just athletic pre-wrap that's keeping her ponytail out of her face. Ewing scans, tries to find an open, cutting Schabel. Schabel muscles her way in front of Casper. Casper was vertical, straight up and down. Great defense. It ricochets off her right hand and it will remain Bulldogs basketball. Inbound by Lowry. She scans, looks right, trying to orchestrate traffic, looks for Mavers, inbounded to Mavers, about 2 steps away from the midcourt line. Ewing catches it at the high post, looks initially for the cutting Mavers. Ewing goes up and under. Hendrickson jumps on it. Casper read it, comes away with the steal. On the break, a beautiful pass by Casper, a bulleted, rocketed toss to Matlock. She's unable to convert. Odell offensive rebound and a foul committed by the Bulldogs. The 15th foul, and Odell was sandwiched in between, I believe, Howland and Ewing. Not sure who the officials plan to call it on. Neither. They're going to say the ball last touched Independence. It will just be a Pittsburgh inbound. Casper will inbound it to Odell, and Odell slices inside, and a charge call is pinned against Odell as she barreled over Lowry. Easy call by the officials. Odell, you appreciate her zealous nature, and I know that can be fitted with a negative connotation, but just how passionate she is and how determined and tenacious she is to provide a good effort offensively and defensively on a night-in, night-out basis has to provide some level or some form of confidence to Coach Krotz. Interchanging far side wing is both Howland and Mavers. Mavers finds Schabel. Schabel right back to Howland, who is able to pitch it backwards to an open Mavers, who looks for Lowry, who posted up, far side block, purloined by Odell. Odell, who is able to plunder the basketball inside the key, lobs it to an open Sophia Penamani, lets the blow by half, an excellent finish. Sophia Penamani now 1-2 from the floor, a timeout used by Coach Krotz. 11-6 is the score. Nearing the midway point of the first half, the Dragons trail by 5, and their defensive effort has not gone unnoticed. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord, head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at LaneLordBballCamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit LaneLordBballCamps.com.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
The Bulldogs and the Dragons touched gloves about 12 minutes ago as we are at the midway point in the second quarter. Neither team has pulled punches as Hendrickson on the defensive end slaps it away from a knifing Howland. Skip pass by Odell. Matlock will find Petty. Petty goes to the Euro step, and another charge is called. Both Petty and Odell have been pegged on that. Petty picks up her second in the team's 8th, and Petty griping about the call as Krotz is trying to advocate for his freshman. The Dragons not turned around and are not cognizant of the defensive end as the ball is jarred loose out of the hands of Howland. A 50-50 ball in favor of Independence, and a foul called on Odell, her second. So that is the 19th foul committed by the Dragons, and that will put Independence at the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1, and it will be Mavers who goes to the stripe. So far, only 7 combined free throws between two teams, 2 of 7 in favor of Independence, who is 2 of 4 from the stripe. In correction, it is Lowry at the stripe, who is wearing Kyrie Irving Nike shoes. And the free throw, no, by Lowry. Last touch by Matlock, who did get a fingertip on it, and Matlock wants to inbound, and the official saying that it is Independence basketball, and Coach Krotz can't believe it. He is beside himself, full of ire right now as his face is apple red. Dump off pass, good look to Cunningham from the wing by Mavers, and then Mavers' loose pass will find its way into the hands in a fortuitous fashion to Lowry. Lowry delivers a dart pass to Cunningham, but was unable to bring the ball in. Her outstretched hands and fingertips unable to grapple the sphere, and it's a turnover by the Bulldogs. 11-6 the score. Dragons up 5, 3:20 to go in the first half. Casper pressure in the backcourt, and it is just a man-to-man press. And there's the half-court trap as Johnson dribbles left And Johnson, she is a great player, but in that situation, you can't go left and dribble into a corner. But she does find Casper, who will penetrate inside the key and is fouled. And it's in the act of shooting, so 2 free throws for her. First foul committed by Lowry, and the Bulldogs' 5th foul overall. 3:09 left in the half, 11-6 the score. Dragons trail by 5. Both of these teams have displayed a great defensive performance. Both sides with bastions that neither team has been able to penetrate very well, as Casper is able to convert her first free throw. Her second is good too. Casper 2 points, both on the free throw line, 0 of 1 from the field, as Etchison, who was injured early in the first quarter with an apparent nose swat or nose bump, regardless it was an irritation to her, is back in the game wearing both calf/quad compression sleeves on her legs. Jab step by Mavers to the left. Reverses it to the near side wing where an open Shovels at. Etchison, double jab step, crosses over from right to left. He's able to get Matlock on her left tip with a diverse defender, and Matlock reverses her back outside. Good defense by Casper, forcing and funneling Shovel to the block, and she is facing the baseline. Laurie is able to shake off Odell. She needs to pop up and get back on Laurie. She's open. Mavers has it far side wing. Looking low on the pass is Shovel. She looks for Cunningham. Cunningham loses it. Then Cunningham gets on the floor, recovers. Lowry left block and a foul. That is 3 on Odell. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Odell absolutely steamrolled Lowry as she lowered her shoulder unintentionally, I should preface, trying to close out on the near side block and bumped in to the Bulldogs guard. Lowry's free throw circles around, saucers, and then finally falls through the net. A 4-point game, 12-8 the score. Bulldogs lead it. 2:18 left in the half. Lowry tees up and drives it home. She is 2 of 2 from the stripe. The Bulldogs have been the beneficiary of some Dragon fouls, 10 to be exact. 13-8 is the score. Dragons down 5. Casper trying to shake off Mavers with some DDR moves. She'll pick up the ball, holster it to her left hip. Pressure supplied by the Bulldogs. Odell gets to the high post, looks for Johnson. Johnson mishandles it, and then Casper attempts to save it along the sideline, unable to do so. And I was mentioning before, Johnson is such a talented player, has the aptitude and ceiling to perform at an all-league level, but she gets so rushed, and she puts her foot before her head and just really puts her team in bad situations at times. If she's able to really think out situations and remain composed, she can be a great player. As Hendrickson hits the net, another foul committed by the Dragons. That is a second on Hendrickson. I'm interested how that was a foul when Hendrickson was on the floor. Regardless, double bonus. Wilson goes to the line as she stands at a staggered footing with her left foot in front of her right. She springs up and the free throw drops. The right-handed free throw shooter gives her Bulldogs a 6-point lead, 14-8 with 1:51 left in the half. Ewing comes back in. She has a left knee brace. Lowry goes to catch a breather. One more shot for Wilson, who has been a good defensive player for the Bulldogs so far. Takes 3 dribbles, spins the ball, brings it below her chin level, and converts. The Bulldogs, 6 of 8 from the stripe compared to the 2 of 5 by the Dragons. +4 margin for the Bulldogs, and that's pretty much the difference right now. The other difference, the 3 ball that fell early on for Schaubel. Odell picks up her dribble, left wing, Casper on an island, right corner 3. No, as it will carry him off to the left. Rebounded by Wilson, hesitation move. She crosses over from left to right, and then Wilson loses her spatial awareness as she runs out of bounds. And as she noticed she was going out of bounds, she just hoisted it up. Casper rebound, falls away, right-handed. Deuce takes a hop off the left side of the orange and then goes through. Casper, great move after the rebound, not to waste any time knowing the defense was not recovering. Etchison dribbles, right-handed, looks for an open Wilson, far side wing to the left corner. Ewing wrap around, bounce pass and a travel. Ewing did step through on the attempt as Sophia Penamani will sub in for Cassidy Odell. Odell 3 fouls. That is 3 of the team's 10 fouls currently. Matlock, just a lethargic bounce pass in the backcourt to an open Casper, who goes with an in-and-out move with the right hand as a high ball screen. In the backcourt is set by Hendrickson. Hendrickson works her way outside the perimeter as Sophia Penamani penetrates right short corner. Under 45 seconds to go. It's 15-10. Dragons trail by 5 on the road. Sophia Penamani, jab step right. She's in trouble, in traffic. Ella Hendrickson follow a right-hand floater goes. And the raindrop just fell off the window pane and through the bottom of the net. Hendrickson now 50% from the floor. The Dragons shooting 50% from inside of the half circle. Schabel works it to the far side wing to Cunningham. Near side block, right back to Wilson, who scoops it, goes up around 10. A beautiful play by Kylie Wilson, who had a sublime first step. 10 seconds to go, 5-point ball game in the first half. Casper crosses over left to right, dribbles right-handed, looking, scanning, has Sophia Penamani open. She needs to do something with it. A terrible pass to Ella Hendrickson, who saves it, and that's the end of the first half of action. And the execution late down the stretch, especially in the waning seconds of either the first half or the fourth quarter, has been a big issue for the Dragons this season, but fortunately enough, they come out fairly unscathed. After one half of play, it is 17-12. The Dragons trail by 5 on the road in what has been a particularly fun SEK girls basketball clash. We are back with the halftime report in 2 minutes here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of Crimson and Gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. After a first half of fun SEK Conference girls basketball, the Independence Bulldogs at home lead 17-12 over the visiting Chris Crotts Purple Dragons. Alongside Avi Sharma, the extraordinary Caleb Witten now back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you right now. 17-12 at intermission. The Dragons trail by 5. And this was the similar narrative last time these two teams played one another. The Dragons led by 1 at intermission, but gave way to a great second half endeavor by Howland and Schabel of the Bulldogs, being outscored 30-18. The Dragons trying to avoid that same narrative or storyline as best as possible. Let's give you the first half rundown. Riley Johnson shooting 0 of 2 from three-point range in that first half of action in a starting endeavor as she replaced Petty in the beginning rotation. Zoe Penamani with 1 rebound. Kaden Matlock, 3 rebounds, as she is 0-2 from the floor and 0-2 from the free throw line. Caitlin Kidd, 2 points. 2 points for Sophia Pinamani. Abby Casper with 4 points and 2 rebounds. Ella Hendrickson, 2 points and 2 rebounds. And Madden Petty with 2 points. Fouls have been an issue for the Dragons. 3 on Cassidy Odell, 2 on Caitlin Kidd, 2 on Ella Hendrickson, and 2 on Madden Petty compared to the 1 of Riley Johnson. And as for Dale Reynolds, 8-5 Bulldogs, 3 points for Taylor Howland, 2 points for Aubrey Lowry, 3 points for Alyssa Schabel, including 1 of 1 from downtown. A game-high tying Kylie Wilson, who has 4 points and 2 rebounds. Morgan Mavers with a rebound. 3 points for Abby Ewing and 2 points for Reagan Cunningham. The Dragons currently shooting 4 of 11 from the floor right now, under 50%. And as for the Bulldogs, try 5 of 12, also under 50%, in what has been a standout defensive effort from both sides, Avi.
Yeah, and Cameron, I think it's, potentially the tale of another story that we've seen here earlier on between the matchup of the two. As I'm looking at your cheat sheet here, they went 22 for 30 in the last time from the charity stripe. It's looking like the same case this game so far. Independence is getting their way by getting to the free throw line, and that's how they're converting most of their points. And we saw it in the first quarter. It was a bit of a slow getting the pace going quarter, as both girls were looking to see what the defenses were running, and they're both zones. They're both 3-2 defenses. They kind of figured it out towards the second quarter. But, for PHS, it's going to come down to the bench and who's going to step up, make plays. Obviously, Madden Petty's not the one doing it tonight, so someone's going to have to, and I think we saw a little bit of that at the end when it was Abby Casper taking over the offense. She was driving in, making the shot. So Casper's going to have to be that leader that this Dragons team's going to have to rely on. And then on the other end, for the Bulldogs, it's just keep doing what you're doing. Run the offense. It is working very well for them because they're either making their baskets or they're getting fouls, so they're doing a pretty good job.
And the aggressiveness and assertiveness by Reynolds Bulldogs has been in full effect, as you mentioned, Avi. The Bulldogs +3 in free throw attempts, +4 in free throw makes, 6 of 8 from the free throw line compared to 2 of 5 from the Dragons. And going back to what you said, last time these two teams met early in December, the Bulldogs shot 22 of 30 from the free throw line. That's just about 70% from the stripe. They also went 4 of 8 from three-point range. A very efficient outing for Dale Reynolds' group, but the Dragons defensively, I think, are much improved. And in addition, Coach Kratz, he believes that over the last 3 months that the season has gone on, he believes he himself has improved as a coach, and the cohesion and the chemistry between himself and the understanding of his girls has improved as well. And I mentioned it to Coach Kratz, if there was one piece of advice 2018 Coach Kratz to give to 2017, just starting out at Pittsburg High School, Coach Kratz could give, what would that advice be? And he said, I wish I would not have overloaded my girls with all the game plans and all the plays that I had designed. I wish I would have done it a bit more staggered out so my girls would have had time to adjust to who I am, what my play style is, and who the rest of these girls are in terms of what they bring to the table, what their talents are, their abilities. Riley Johnson, as a freshman, didn't get a lot of time at the varsity level. Same thing with Madden Petty, who's a freshman this year, really seeing the floor for the first time. So just getting a feel for one another is tough to do, but this team's really gelling, and that is exemplified on the scoreboard, only trailing by 5 at intermission to a club that's really doing well in the Southeast Kansas League, a top 3 club in the conference at 8-5 overall. And with that, we will step aside for 2 minutes and bring you back the beginning of the third quarter. 17-12, Bulldogs lead it at home. This is your home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself,
SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast in names and numbers.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburg and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in names and numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
Let's go back live courtside.
At the intersection of violet and white, the Purple Dragons make their way onto the opposite end of the floor to begin the third quarter. It is 17-12 right now. Bulldogs lead it by 5 at home, seeking their 9th victory of the season. Mavers and company kicking it off here in the second half as Maver crosses the prime meridian. As she enters the front court, she crosses over from right to left. Maver low ball screen set on Sophia Penamani. Back pick set underneath the basket. With it right now is Schabel. Schabel trying to shake off Casper. Right corner three, short by Maver, tracked down by Sophia Penamani. Penamani's first rebound of the night. Casper, after the pass from Sophia Penamani, relocates it back to Sophia Penamani, who looks to whip it out of her hand. Good bounce pass to Matlock, who seals inside. Right hand fling off the window. It goes. Matlock's first basket converted of the night. So the Bulldogs drop to 1 of 5 from behind the arc. They have not really had a pinch it for shooting threes or really hovering or favoring the three-point line. They've had some pretty good looks, just not falling. Ewing, far side block, scoops it and shovels it backward as she was sandwiched in between Casper and Kidd. Air ball three-pointer again by Mavericks. Loose ball hitting the floor. Matlock, Kidd comes up with it. And there was an official whistle. I'm not sure if it was a foul, though. I think the official just wanted to make sure Kidd, or rather Matlock, was not trampled on.
She got up a little slow, but I think she's up and okay now. She was stretching out that right leg.
So Matlock to inbound, bounce passes it in the backcourt. A quarter of the way up is Casper, crossing the timeline is Matlock, far side wing, working with the sphere, Sophia Penamani, and she again is thrusted in between two Bulldogs, loses her handle on the sphere as it squeaks away from her. With it is Maverick. She crosses the timeline, looks low, ball stolen away. Following a pass by Schabel to Kidd, and Schabel just gave it directly to Kidd of the Purple Dragon. Sophia Penamani, near side short corner, wide open. She has to feel more comfortable with taking that shot. That was an open look. You don't get those very often against this stingy Bulldog defense that leads by 3 right now with 6:30 to go in the third. Sophia Penamani, wraparound bounce pass with the right hand, angling inside as Casper goes. Near side short corner, last touch by Schabel of the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs uniform, Adidas brand. And Schabel wearing her black Nikes with a silver swoosh and white soles. Kidd to inbound, looks for Casper, near side corner. She catches it. Johnson, right wing. Good bounce pass to Kidd, who seals inside. Turnaround right-hander, dances around the orange. Does not fall. Kidd drops to 50% from the floor in the contest. The Bulldogs, with 6 minutes to go in the third, up 3. Good cut from the far side baseline to the near side baseline by Howland. Howland rushes it back out. Far side wing, a skip pass from the right wing to the left wing where Lowry's at. Far side block with it is Ewing, up and under, steps through, left hand hook, fouled on her way to the basket. And Ewing just pinged off the body of Kidd. Kidd did lean forward a little bit, and it was enough for the official to call the foul. So that is 3 on Kidd and 3 on Odell. 2 players in foul trouble for the Dragons as Ewing's free throw will cyclone around the rim and drop through. Kidd subs out. Hendrickson comes in, and Hendrickson, as I mentioned in the first half, earning some pretty valuable minutes the last 3-4 games, dating back to the Wichita West contest when Matlock was out with 4 fouls in the first half. Ewing goes 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. 3 of 4 from the bar, 5 points. That's a game high currently. Matlock, bad over the head pass to Riley Johnson, who caught it far side ring. Stolen away by Howland, who came sweeping from the near side wing inside the key. Howland delivers a left-handed bounce pass to Lowry. Ewing reverses it back out left wing to an open Mavers. Right wing Schaubel. She'll wait the ball screen set by Mavers. 2 jab steps to the left by Schaubel. She's trying to shake off and stave off a good blanketed defending Casper. And a travel by Ewing. And Ewing with a good move. She knew she had a slower defender on her. And Hendrickson sold the drive right, went left, but she walked with it. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs, 19-14. And it's a midcourt trap set up by the Bulldogs, a 1-2 trap as Sophia Pinamani catches it. Near side wing, reverses it far side wing. Johnson right wing, 3 off the back iron, loose. Matlock with her 4th board of the night. The 3rd offensive rebound by the Dragons in the contest. Good rip away from Sophia Pinamani by Lowry. Right corner, Schaubel delivers a sputtering pass right back to the right elbow extended where an open Mavers is at. High ball screen set by Ewing for the curling Howard, who scoops it backwards. Schaubel takes 2 elongated steps through the lane, does not convert. Ewing there with the offensive rebound. She's tied up with Casper, and a foul on Casper. And Coach Krotz just coming to terms with the foul issues right now. That is 2 on Casper, as Odell and Petty will come in. And I think Coach Krotz putting his trust in Petty to provide an offensive stimulus package.
And Cameron, I think we mentioned it a little bit, how Matlock, when she fell down, she's actually favoring that right leg, and it's affecting her gameplay right now. Keep that in mind.
Left corner 3 as airball by Mavers. That is 4 missed 3-pointers by her. 0-4 in the contest. Casper gallops on the break as she stampedes, finds Petty. Right short corner 2, off the lip of the iron, loose. Ewing and Hendrickson tied up. Hendrickson as well as Petty supplying pressure. It's a 2-on-1. Left short corner open is Howland, driving. Schaubel goes to the body of Casper. Loose ball. Howland comes up with it. Her first rebound of the contest following the Petty miss. Petty with a good look, just could not capitalize. Ewing scoops it back out to the perimeter. At the top of the key with it is Lowry. She will reverse it to her left. Schaubel open. Right corner with it is Howland, who delivers a bullet pass to a curling Lowry. Lowry scoops it out to a wheeling Ewing. Right elbow 2, high up into the air after the miss, and grappled by Odell. Odell with her first rebound of the ballgame as well. Casper finds Petty, thought about attacking right short corner. Good hesitation on the skip to Odell. Open right wing, Petty steps into the trifecta, drills it. Madden Petty from game 10 and 11 of the season up until now, massively improved on her tendencies, and I talked about it with Coach Krotz as Petty comes away with the steal. A dine and dash in progress. Petty rips through, right, left, high off the window and scores. And Petty with the sweat equity in practice, paying off on the hardwood with 5 consecutive points, and we are tied at 19. Ewing back to the basket against Hendrickson, and she'll respond with a left-hand hook. But Petty had the tendency to attack that right short corner. Teams have caught on to that and has changed up her style and her approach. Petty attacks, Eurostep, fouled her way to the basket. And I spoke with Coach Krotz about those tendencies and that crutch, really, of attacking that near side baseline, trying to go with the floater. Teams recognized that as the season progressed and they got more tape on her, brought that double team down. No one would slip to the basket, and Petty would just lob it up in the air. But working on the pull-ups, working on skipping it over the top of the defense, working on the slips and trying to find her open cutter and roller. Petty, just her ability to latch on to that knowledge, absolutely sublime and brilliant. And the cerebral young freshman at the stripe misses her first free throw, but she will have a second as another sub comes in late. It is Wilson. As getting a breather is Mavers, and well-deserved. Etchison also on the floor for the Bulldogs, as is Cunningham. 4 dribbles by Petty. She'll hoist up that left foot, and the ball cycles out. 0 of 2 from the free throw line. That sequence overall, 0 of 3 from the stripe is Petty for 7 points. And the Dragons trailing by 2, 21-19, and a foul by Pittsburg High School. And Matlock as she crosses in front of our cameras on our live stream at ESPN100.7.com, being taken to the trainer's room, and a sub as Riley Johnson comes in for the Dragons. Odell will sub out. It will remain Independence basketball as that is 4 on Odell. 2:42 left in the third. Near side inbounds to an open Etchison. Her left corner 3, no. Petty with the rebound. Petty slicing and weaving in transition. She lost her handle on the basketball, an easy travel call. Etchison tried the hair trigger 3, and with that, the Bulldogs dropped to 1 of 8 from downtown in this contest. The 1-3 converted by Schabel. 21-19 to score, 2:30 left in the third quarter of play. Dragons down 2. Left corner, Lowry skips it, right wing. Schabel thought about uncorking the trifecta. Cunningham catches far side block, somehow gets it to Etchison, but the ball began to trickle and wander towards the baseline. Etchison saves it, but to the expense of Petty catching it, and in transition, she tries to go with the Euro step, goes right, left, and is tied up with Lowry following the rebound. And Madden Petty seemed to have extended her arm at the end, and that's just frustration. I don't know if that was her trying to impose herself on the defense and kind of a pride deal, but that was a bit unnecessary. That was a bit excessive on her part. But it's a held ball, Dragon possession. No, excuse me, it's a foul on Lowry, her second and the team's second. Hendrickson to inbound right baseline. Finding an open Casper right corner. Hendrickson on the pass right back to her, loses it off the fingertips of the defending Ewing. 2 minutes to go in the third. 21-19 to score. The Dragons trail by 2 still. Cross screen. Sophia Penamani sets it. Johnson was open momentarily. Abby Casper catches it. Far side elbow. Double team coming, and it's Zoe Penamani, and I beg your pardon, the twin sister of Sophia Penamani. Casper straightaway 3. That one rims out. Ewing a strong rebound in traffic. Her 4th of the contest. That was Casper's first 3-point attempt of the night. And the Dragons 1 of 5 from deep. Between the two teams, 2 of 13. Head fake by Etchison. Etchison, in and out move, step back, right wing 3, drills it. No problem at all for Etchison, who was in rhythm, in stride, and candid. 24-19, Bulldogs up 5, under $1:30 to go in the third. Johnson looks, wraparound pass, good read by Etchison. Open lane as she speeds in transition. She carried it big time, but no foul on the carry. Instead of foul on Petty, that is her third. Petty trying to contest Etchison on her way to the basket. But man, that was a big carry by Etchison, who brought the ball from her hip, brought her hand underneath the ball to her forehead and brought it back down. Etchison, silky smooth free throw as it slams hard against the back iron and drops through. Sophia Penamani is in, and Coach Kratz putting Petty back on the bench and trying to stagger out his excellent freshman and give her the minutes she needs, 1, but 2 the rest she needs. Etchison goes 2 of 2 from the line, and the lead beginning to grow slightly. A 7-point contest. Timeout used by Coach Kratz. $1:17 left in the third. Dragons down 7. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Let's go back live courtside.
Independence High School builds up their largest lead of the night at 7 points, but it has been a gritty, grinded out endeavor for both sides. The Dragons under 20 points right now at 19, but they could reach that 20-point echelon here. Casper catches inside the orange key, stolen away by Etchison. Good deflection by Lowry. Etchison weaves in and out of traffic towards the right corner, reverses back out. She's outside the arc. Thought about stepping into a 3, but she has 60 seconds to go in this third quarter of play and is being a bit conservative. At the same respect, rational, not wanting to rush it. Wilson catches, right corner, sets a pseudo ball screen. No one made contact with Wilson. Lowry works it at the top of the arch, left wing, Schabel. Schabel reverses and interchanges with Edgerton, who has great ball handling skill. High ball set by Ewing. Edgerton steps into a three off the right side of the rim. Tracked down by Sophia Pinamani, and the Dragons forcing Edgerton to dribble a lot, and that paid off for them. It was an empty possession, 36 to go. Zoe Pinamani, Sophia Pinamani, Casper, far side corner, and a foul committed by Schabel, to my knowledge, from what I could see. Looking to the scoreboard, and it will be on Wilson instead. That is Wilson's second, and that is the team's third foul. Far side inbound by Sophia Pinamani to the left of the end of the Purple Dragons bench. The globe slapped in the hand of Sophia Pinamani. She inbounds to the front court where Casper's at. Finds Johnson. Johnson reaches out her right hand to Calvin Johnson / Odell Beckerman. Catching right wing. Sophia Pinamani. Bad pass to Casper. Mavers in transition. Stops. Right block. Hoists it up. No. Ewing to crash. Right hand. No. Rebounded by Sophia Pinamani. Held ball. Possession arrow. Dragons with 2.2 seconds to go. Mavers with a rough shooting night. 0 of 5. Dragons need to inbound quickly. Casper catches, and that's the end of the third. So Independence is able to use the bricks of scoring to build up their largest lead of the night at 7, 26-19. It has been a dogfight, pun intended, inside Independence High School. Dragons, Bulldogs, we go to the final quarter of action right after this. 30 seconds away from the fourth quarter of action here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
Let's start the fourth quarter of play. 26-19 to score. Dragons lead it by 7. 7:50 to go. Ewing will catch high post. She has a team-leading 7 points and tied for the game high with Madden Petty of the Dragons. Avi Sharma, Caleb with now back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. Bad shot by Wilson as she tried to jackknife her way towards the left side of the floor. Ewing gets tied up with Johnson. Held ball should be Dragon possession, and it is. Ewing just missing, or rather, I beg your pardon, Wilson missing her second shot of the night. She's 1 of 3 as Petty interchanges with Casper. An oblong bounce pass to Johnson. Casper catches high post, finds Kidd, and she's fouled as Howland tried to go with a flyby with her right and left hand up in the face of Kidd. Bumped into her in the process of shooting. 26-19 to score. The 7-point lead that is visible on the scoreboard inside Independence High School Gymnasium right now is the largest of the night for Dale Reynolds Independence Club. That is held for the last minute and 45 seconds as the 7-point lead was earned at the 1:17 mark of the third quarter. Kidd knocks down her first free throw, and it has been a scarce free throw converting night for the Dragons. They are now 3 of 8. They can go 4-9 here as Schabel and Lowry check back in. Wilson and Edgerton go to the bench. 26-20. Kidd, as she lowers her right elbow, springs up and converts. 4 points for Caitlin Kidd. The Dragons winning the rebound battle 13-10. Both are about even on the offensive glass, though. Howland into the front court, crossing over from right to left. The Bulldogs doing from right to left on your dial offensively. The Dragons left to right on your dial. Right corner, Howland brings the ball up overhead, delivers a fluttering pass to Lowry at the point, reverses back, right corner, scanning Howland. She finds Ewing, right short corner, sizes up and squares up on Kidd. Face up attack as she will go with the chest pass. Straight away, Mavers 3, right side of the rim, no. Rebound by Casper. Casper in trouble. She needs assistance. No, she'll take it under her own accord. Slices inside the lane, looks back side. Matlock open and Matlock fouled by Lowry. And Aubrey Lowry late to go close out a Matlock who was quasi-cherry picking towards the left block. Also the fault of Matlock for going way underneath the basket. She could have had an and one. She should have been closer to the can and a bit further away from it. With 6:44 to go, Matlock knocks down her first. 26-22 the score now. Dragons only trail by 4. Matlock, here is her 4th offering in the night as she'll set waist level, springs up. No, she's 1 of 4 on the night. Offensive rebound out of the hands of Petty and garnered by Mavers. Mavers picks up her second board as she has struggled from the field tonight. 0 of 5, shot by Ewing, no. Casper with her 4th board and a quick offensive sequence by the Bulldogs. Casper, right hand runner off the window. That was an elegant move. Full court pressure and Petty, great defense, forcing the hand of Howland. And she lost it. Really rushed her, and Howland was unable to grasp it. And a timeout used on the floor by Independence, and Coach Reynolds wanting to gather his girls. Right now a 5-0 run by the Dragons, earning most of their points from the free throw line. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
6:19 remaining in the contest, 26-24. Dragons on the front end of a 5-0 run. It was a 7-point game heading into this final quarter of play as Johnson picks up her dribble, wrap around as she moves her hips, looks for Casper. Petty right wing 3. It looks like it was deflected by Howland, saved by Matlock to Lowry of the Bulldogs. Petty drops to 1 of 2 from deep. Casper defending against Howland. Howland lost it. Last touch by the Bulldog guard.
That's twice back-to-back possessions she's lost. Key, important possessions.
Under 6 to go in the ball game. 26-24 the score. Coach Reynolds irate as he screamed at Howland. And the lack of execution and concise offense in the early going to this 4th quarter have allowed the Dragons to get back in. Casper head fake at the top of the arch, 3-pointer. Schabel, good defense. Petty catches right corner, goes to the Euro step, goes off right-handed into the block on the floor. 16th foul committed by the Bulldogs. That is the 4th on Lowry. It'll be an inbound. No, Petty will go to the line.
I thought he called on the floor.
I thought he called it on the floor too, because Petty went with that patented Euro step. Bumped into Lowry first. That's when the whistle was blown. Not in the process of shooting. Regardless, Petty knocks through her first free throw and a chance to tie it here with her 4th and 5th attempts of the night. Lowry goes to the bench. Etchison comes in. Etchison in the ballgame has registered 5 points on 1 of 2 shooting from the floor, both from deep. Petty knocks through both, and we are knotted up at 26 apiece. Closest the game has been since the first quarter of action. 5 steps away from the top of the arch with the rock is Mavers. High post right now with the sphere is Ewing. Bounce pass to Schabel against Casper, who has the height advantage. Ewing step through, right hand hook. No. Kidd tied up with Ewing and muscles it away.
Foul
from Ewing, and it's a foul on Ewing. The 17th foul committed by the Bulldogs, as this has been a 4th quarter implosion. The debacles have begun to mount up, and the gaps really starting to voice their repercussions. 26 all, 5:21 left in the 4th as Petty readjusts her hair. Kidd to the stripe. She's 2 of 2 from the line thus far. The Dragons started off sluggish from the charity stripe, a whopping 3 of 8, I believe, and now are 7 of 13. Free throw by Kidd. No. Offensive rebound off the hand of Petty, then off Mavers, then on Etchison, and then gathered by Schabel. Good read by Casper, who was able to waffle board the pass away towards the far end of the court, right wing. Petty will stand 3 feet away from the far sideline, defending Howland. Etchison catches, defended by Matlock, a really versatile defender who nudges Ewing out of the way. Petty closes out on Howland. Hesitation, crosses over right to left. Left wing, Schabel looks for cutting Ewing. Left elbow, takes 2 dribbles, tries to squeeze through, right hand hook. Tough angle, but finishes. Abby Ewing, 9 points, 5 rebounds. She's tied with Madden Petty for the game high again. Under 5 to go in the contest, 28-26. We are jousting back and forth. Petty, Euro step, right hand runner goes. And we are trading blows now. Skip pass, Ewing catches high post, about 19 feet in. Scoop pass backwards by Mavers to Etchison. Dart pass right corner with the rock. Jab step is Schabel. Schabel attacks. As she penetrates, she knows the defense collapses. Left wing, Howland attack, open lane, but travels. Petty closed out. That is a lack of defensive effort on Petty's part, because on the closeout, you get your hands on the defender or close out the defender, then you got to shuffle back with them. Howland attacked. Petty never moved. If it wasn't a travel, Howland would have had an easy lay-in, and it would have been another 2-point lead for Independence. Under 4:30 to go in the contest, 28-all. We will keep it here in Independence High School on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. If you are joining us on our live stream for the first time at ESPN100.7.com or on the dial alongside Avi Sharma, Caleb Withnow, our extraordinary board op back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. 7-4 after the first quarter in favor of Independence. 17-12 after one half. 26-19 heading into the fourth. And the Dragons have pulled off a miraculous comeback. Now the score and the differential on the scoreboard is not indicative of the actual physical tough contest this has been. Credit and commend the Dragons for the effort they have put forth tonight on the road. Their first road game in 7 straight contests. Their last away game was against Labette County on January the 9th to come into enemy territory with a young group with Matlock as a sophomore, Johnson as a sophomore, Petty as a sophomore, Sophia Petamani as a sophomore, and to put forth the effort that they have put forth against one of the top clubs in the SEK Conference. A resilient effort on the part of Coach Kratz, who is seeking back-to-back victories. We're nearing the final 4 minutes of the fourth. Kidd catches, near side elbow extended. Petty catches, right block, Slithers move, foul and one, Madden Petty! A guttural scream as she finishes. And the Dragons regain the lead for the first time since the opening minutes of the first. And that is a third foul committed by Howland as Wilson subs in. 18 foul committed by the Bulldogs. Petty can convert here and extend the Dragon lead to 3. She does. Madden Petty has been clutch down the stretch. Etchison in the backcourt, sees a pass from Wilson. In and out move, crossing over from right to left. High ball screen set by Ewing. Matlock trucks over her. Ewing still on the floor, right corner 3. Swacked through by Schabel. Schabel knots it up. 6 points for Schabel, under 4 to go in the fourth. 31 apiece. Casper, pass fake to the left, dishes it off to the right. Petty trying to go with her old tendencies, attacks right short corner. Riley Johnson short on the 2. Rebound by Mavers, but a foul by Johnson, the 15th foul overall by the Dragons, and that's Johnson's second. That was an ill-advised look by Johnson, as there was a good closeout attempt by Mavers. Etchison to Mavers in the backcourt, defended by Johnson. Johnson will force the ball out of her hand with great defensive pressure. And the ball's funneled to Etchison, right corner with the rock. Interchanging with Etchison is Schabel. Etchison goes to work. High ball screen set by Ewing. Backstep crossover right to left. Etchison, Schabel. 3:20 to go in the contest. 31-all. Mavers looks. High post for an open Ewing. Good pass by Ewing, but Schabel unable to reel it in. Schabel wanting a foul, saying that she was pushed in the back by Kidd on the switch. Matlock inbounds in the backcourt to Casper. Casper across the half-court Bulldog logo, which is just a plain orange circle. Attacking, Casper, she slices through, pass by Johnson. Johnson, far side wing, goes right-handed, finds Kidd in a charge. Again, a lapse in mentality by Johnson, who had Petty wide open right wing. And Coach Matlock saying, keep your head up. We still have under 3 to go. Johnson, pretty good defender though, and I've already touted her talents and her ability to improve. It's just making sure that she is more composed in game and that her mind is where it needs to be. Far side, short corner, near side, short corner. Open Maverick, scooped it over to Ewing, who tosses it backwards to Etchinson, who crosses over left to right, and a foul on the floor committed by the Dragons. 17th foul by Pittsburg High School on Matlock, I think. And the official is pointing away from the scorer's table, and now the head official will go over and make the call, and it is on Matlock, and that makes sense because Matlock had an adverse reaction to the call, one of bewilderment and surprise. Etchinson, 1-1. Free throw goes through as it rattles home. And the lead reclaimed by the Bulldogs as Etchinson will shoot her 4th free throw attempt here with her white Nike shoe. Spins the ball above her head. Bends down just a little bit. She's now 3 of 4 from the stripe. Rebound by Kidd. Second rebound of the night by Kidd, and a timeout used by Coach Krotz. A smart decision. Trailing by 1, 2:30 left in the ball game. 32-31 Bulldogs with the edge at home, seeking their 9th victory of the year. The Dragons seeking consecutive victories for only the 2nd time this season. And we are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
You heard the man. You can stream all of your favorite Purple Dragon athletic action live on your sports headquarters website, ESPN1007.com. Alongside Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back in the KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. 2:32 left in the girls' ball game. Purple Dragons down 132-31. It has been a slugfest between these two clubs. Whenever the Dragons breathe fire, it has been extinguished by a loud bark from the Bulldogs. And they have been ferocious defensively tonight, as have the Dragons to their credit. Scoop back for the Purple Dragons after the timeout by Coach Krotz from Johnson to Matlock. Johnson relocates a pass. Matlock will find Petty, right short corner, attacking, foul on the floor. 19th foul committed by the Bulldogs. I know I mentioned the handicap, or more the crutch, I should say, the crutch of Petty to attack that near side short corner. But she is so blinding fast that if she even gets one beat on a defender, she is liable to score or draw a foul. 19th foul again, first on Etchinson. Petty's free throw swirls out. That's a big miss on the part of Petty, who's now 3 of 7. In transition, Mavers slows down the cadence of the offense outside the perimeter, dribbling Etchinson with her right hand, trying to conduct the offense. High ball screen set by Schabel. We're to back around the Mavers, right back to Schabel at the point, who looks to dart it away. A curveball into the hands of Mavers. She had to bring it and excavate it below her knees. Interchanging with Lowry is Etchinson with 1:50 to go in a 1-point ball game. Dragons not rushed, being rational and composed in this situation. Lowry curls inside of the horseshoe to the high post. Step back, Schabel 3, nowhere near the area code of the rim. Great defensive stand by the Dragons, and Coach Reynolds, apoplectic, full of ire as he screams at Schabel, who is now 2 of 3 from deep. An ill-advised shot. Dragons can parry here and regain the lead with the 2 or a 3. Petty reverses it over. Casper to an open Matlock. Left elbow, right block. Kidd scores over the towering defender in Ewing. Kidd now 2 of 3 from the floor. 6 points, 2 rebounds. 1-point lead for the Dragon. Petty comes away with the steal. In transition, goes up right-handed and polishes off the play. Madden Petty with instincts that are far more precocious for that of a freshman. High ball screen, feinted by Ewing. Etchinson with the carry, no call. Right corner, reversed by Schabel, and a foul away from the basketball on Kidd. Kidd can't believe it. With under 60 seconds to go, it's the 18th foul committed by the Dragons. 4th on Kidd. To the line goes Ewing. 1-1. Ewing 3 of 4. So stats favor her at 75% with her orange shoes. Long squatting stance. The Grasshopper springs up. No, rebound by Kidd. Kidd with 3 boards on the night. Pressure in the backcourt applied against Casper. And a foul. It's a foul on the floor. Coach Kratz initially wanted to pop up and use a timeout. Fortunately enough, he did not in favor of the Dragons. That is the second on Mavers. Mavers, I beg your pardon. Casper squats down. Her free throw goes. Casper and company closing out the game with crucial free throws. 4-point contest can make it a 3-possession game here. And Casper goes to a 2. 4-4 on the night. The Dragons lead 37-32. And after trailing at intermission by 5, and after 3 by 7, the Dragons with a 5-point lead, the largest of the night. Etchinson dribbling. Timeout used by Coach Reynolds. And he is furious. Losing a 7-point lead. And in the fourth quarter, it has been all Dragons outscoring this Bulldog bunch 18-6. 18-6 advantage Dragons, plus 12 on the scoreboard for Pittsburg High School with 39 seconds to go. Avi, what's the game plan for the Bulldogs coming out of this timeout?
Well, it's tough to call, Cameron, because they were banking on those fouls to get to the charity stripe. You don't have time to do that right now. You have to put up a 3. I mean, you don't have to rush a 3. I would say run a quick play, see if you can find an open pass that'll get you inside, get you a good shot by Ewing. If not, you're going to have to live and die by this 3. And I tell you, I think Etchison's the only one who wants to shoot the 3s for this Bulldog team.
What you said, live and die by the 3, has epitomized tonight's performance by the Bulldogs. 3 of 11 from deep, including at least 3 to 4 ill-advised shots.
Yes.
That is not just to slam the Bulldog. The Dragons have done this as well en route to a 1 of 6 performance from downtown. The two teams combined 4 of 17 from deep. 39 seconds to go. The opal uniform wearing Bulldogs will make their way out onto the court. It will be a far sideline inbound by Lowry. Petty defends Lowry. Straight up, vertical. Etchison catches 2 steps away from the midcourt line. Etchison crossing over left to right. Step back 3 is up. Swishes it through. 30 ticks to go on a timeout. Used by Coach Reynolds. Etchison, more than enthusiastic. Jubilant. 37-35. Etchison with the shake, followed by the bake. Terrific job by Etchinson. I know you said get the quick, easy bucket down low, Avi, but Etchinson has been so prone to generate space with her dribble moves and has the tendency to get in rhythm and knock down that 3-pointer. That played in favor of her skill set. Paid off big time for Coach Reynolds.
Well, like I said, Cameron, if there was one person to shoot the 3, it was going to be Etchison, and she did just that. Now we got to look at it this way. 32 seconds on the clock. You do have enough time to get potentially a 10-second call, half-court 10-second here if you're the Bulldogs. And you also have to think, who do you want to foul in this situation? Obviously, Casper's not the one you want to foul. You want to get somebody who's not comfortable with the basketball to make sure if they don't make those free throws on the other end.
Zone full court press by the Bulldogs. Casper trying to get open. She does. She finds her way from Mavers, and Mavers fouls. Coach Reynolds, I don't believe, wanted that with 30 seconds to go, but Howland will check in.
Casper to the line. That's a big situation now for Abby as they're up by 2 with 30.8 on the clock.
Well, Abby Casper could be the typical archetype of a senior leading her team to victory.
Absolutely.
4-4 from the stripe. 8 points in the contest and a roaring Bulldog crowd, but it's all bark, no bite. Casper unfazed by the hoots and the hollers as Wilson will sub out. It's Ewing, Schabel, Howland, Etchinson, and Mavers on the floor for the Bulldogs. Casper deuce-a-deuce from the stripe. 39-35, 2-possession game. No reason to really shoot the 3 here. You can attack inside. Howland curls, gets to the right elbow, step back deep to left side of the rim. Kidd tracks down the rebound, and a foul by Ewing. Third on Ewing. Kidd with the stripe. She's 2 of 3 on the night. 19.5 to go. And we talk about a grinded out contest. I feel like we're in Memphis, Grind City.
And Cameron, you know, you and I have been talking about it a couple games in the past. Kid has transformed her free throw style. It's been a bit of a change. She's 2 for 3 tonight. Big free throws right here for her.
Well, I really don't see the hitch as much in her shot. I'm not sure if it was so much as a free throw style changeup or a mechanics changeup, but she had that hitch towards the right side of her head, and she needs to eliminate that. Second free throw after missing her first is good. She's now 3 of 5, 7 points. 40-35 the score. Dragons up 5 now. Mavers with 13 seconds. Jab step. Etchison steps into a Hail Mary 3 short. Ewing offensive rebound. No reason for Kidd to foul. She'll go straight vertical. And there's a foul with 6.9 to go. Kidd's fouled out. So Ewing with 2 big free throws here. The only way I could hypothetically think of for the Bulldogs to surge back in this contest, Ewing sinks the first free throw, misses her second, three-pointer or lay-in makes it either 39-40 or 38-40 for the Bulldogs, and you try to bring that full-court press foul / try to steal it and shoot. Ewing has to make the front, though. The front of her 2 attempts is up. No, and that's big in favor of the Dragons. As Coach Krotz and Coach Matlock saying, let's close it out with a closeout. Gesturing for a box out. Second shot. Ewing, no, loose, up in the air. 50-50 ball, recovered by the Dragons. Petty just needs to run it out. She's fouled, tripped up, and Petty comes up. And Hendrickson wraps Petty up around the waist as she was getting a little testy. Etchinson is irritated as Etchinson and Petty, an amicable side as the two just exchanged high fives. I think that was more obligatory than anything else. But that was a clear path foul. I think that's what the officials are trying to decide. If it's a clear path, if that's the case, everyone needs to go to midcourt.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let it go, Cameron. 1.1 on the clock. I think they're just going to call a normal foul here.
So Petty and company ice the Bulldogs, and Petty can just extend the lead here as she misses the front of her 2 attempts. She may as well just miss the second one on purpose so the clock runs out and doesn't give the Bulldogs the opportunity to inbound and try to hoist up a 3. But Petty will shoot. She finishes. Inbounded. Etchinson holds on to it. That's it. The Dragons come back from 7 down at halftime for an exemplary fourth quarter of play in which they piled on 22 fourth quarter points compared to the 9 of Independence High School. The 6th victory on the year for the Dragons, the second time they've won consecutive games on the year. 41-35, Coach Krotz's girls absolutely enthused. Coach Krotz and Coach Matlock, big smiles on their faces. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back with the final stats, and we'll segue into the post-game report / boys action. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
Turn to the experts. Turn to Vogel Heating and Cooling.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Final score, 41-35. Dragons advance to 6-9 on the season following a great fourth quarter effort by Coach Krotz's girls. Avi Sharma, Kelby, Caleb Woodville back at our KSHU studio. That was a combination of Shelby and Caleby, whatever I was going to say. But Cam Molina with you. 41-35, Dragons prevail by 6 over one of the best clubs in the SEK, and Coach Krotz and company starting to really figure it out now. Final stats quickly. 1 rebound for Zoe Pinamani, 3 points for Kaden Matlock, including 4 boards. Caitlin Kidd, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Cassidy Odell with 4 fouls and a rebound, 2 points for Sophia Pinamani and 2 rebounds. Abby Casper, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Ella Hendrickson, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and then Madden Petty with a big fourth quarter effort and even second half effort, 15 second half points, wrapping up with 17 points and a rebound on 6 of 8 shooting from the floor, 4 of 9 from the stripe. As for the Bulldogs, 3 points for Howland, 2 for Lowry, 6 for Schabel, 4 for Wilson, 9 for Etchinson, 9 for Ewing, and 2 for Cunningham. 41-35 the final score. It is now time for the Independence Bulldogs boys basketball team to defend home court against Kylie Rolfs, 10-3, 5-1 of the SEK Purple Dragons. Last time these two teams met, it was the Purple Dragons coming out with the victory, and it was Chase Curtis and Marquis English combining for 26 points and 19 rebounds. We will hear from both head coaches, Kylie Rolfs and Marcus Lanning of the Bulldogs, here on our pregame action. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics, ESPN 100.7.
Clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
Hello, and we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Cam Molina joined by Pittsburg High School boys basketball coach Kylie Rolfs. Coach, last time out, defended home court against a very stingy Coffeyville club. Coffeyville highly touted coming in as one of the top 3-4 teams in the league, but you were able to put them away, especially in the first half after a standout defensive performance. Can you touch on how well your team played?
Well,
I'm a little. I don't know for sure how we played, to be honest with you, and that's no discredit to Coffeyville at all. It was just kind of a strange night. We just got started late and everything else, and I think both teams, it just took a while to kind of get going and get a feel for things. The main thing I thought we did fairly well was defend, especially in the first half, and we kept them. I think it was the 14 points in the first half, which gave us a chance to eventually find a little rhythm offensively. To pull away a little bit more in the second half. But it was just, the whole night just kind of had a weird feel about it. And I'm very happy that everything turned out okay in Coffeyville and those guys were able to get over here. And they was very fortunate that all worked out on their end as well, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it was kind of an interesting scenario where Coffeyville High School is on a soft lock because of a supposed active shooter in the area. But you mentioned the offense. It was the second lowest output in the first half by you guys this season, 26 points. But going back to the defense, who has really embodied that defensive intensity to your eyes the last 2 weeks? I know DeSoto, you guys played really well in the first half defensively, and then Coffeyville as well. Who have you seen as a good defensive standout?
Well, I wouldn't sit here probably and tell you, and pick out any single guy. I mean, we talk defense on our team. We really talk team defense and being able to have each other's back and be there for each other. And that's a very strong thing in our program and something we talk about daily, whether on the defensive end, offensive end, or just in general. And so, in order for us to play well defensively, it takes 5 guys on the floor, being connected, being in sync with each other, talking to each other, and trusting each other and knowing that each other's going to be where they're supposed to be. And so when we played well defensively, those are the things that are going on. So, it's kind of hard to, pick any one person out, I especially on the defensive end where, so many things rely on other guys doing their job in order for us to get stops. So, that's probably the best answer I can give for you on that.
Cam Molina currently talking with Pittsburg High School boys basketball coach Kylie Rolls. Coach, offensively in the third quarter, you went to Marquis English. He was able to put up 12 second-half points after a slow first half. And as you alluded to, which is a kind of an off night, an awkward night since the late start. But how reassured are you knowing you have a go-to scorer, in essence, with quotes around it, especially in that third quarter?
Well, the bottom line is what happened in the third quarter and why Marquis did score the way he did score in the third quarter is we started moving the ball a lot better with the pass. I thought in the first half we really fell in love with the dribble. And, they are too quick of a team to put the ball on the floor a lot on. And we tried to do that a lot in the first half, and it led to a lot of turnovers. That was something where we talked about at halftime. We talked about actually in the timeout in the first half and kind of re-emphasized it at halftime. And I thought our guys really came out and adjusted in the second half, and we did a lot better job of just moving the ball on the pass. And when you do that, you're usually going to end up with the ball in a good spot, and Marquis was the one that was ending up with the ball in a good spot, and he was able to finish. So, that's really was the biggest difference as we headed into that second half.
Well, Coach, last question on your defense. I know it's been an emphasis to stop the 3-ball the last 2 games. You go back to Blue Valley, Northwest, and DeSoto. Both of those clubs hit 7 or more threes on you. You only allowed 1 of 9 from deep against Coffeyville. How did it feel to lock down the perimeter game?
Well, it's always good. All teams, we go into every game trying to understand what teams do well and don't do well and some things we want to take away from them. And with Coffeyville, the thing we wanted to take away was the dribble penetration, because we felt like that led to so many of the things that they do well offensively. And so, if you take that away, then guys aren't probably shooting as open of 3-point shots because you're not having to help to the dribble, which allows us to stay a little closer to the shooter. So, again, it just goes back to our guys kind of being locked in on the scouting report and understanding what needs to be done to help give us a better chance of succeeding, and we did a pretty good job of that the other night.
First road Southeast Kansas League game of this 2018 calendar year against Independence High School. Marcus Lanning always seems to have his boys prepped and ready for upcoming matchups. What do you see from the Bulldogs?
Well, it's a tough place to play. It always has been. It's a little bit smaller gym, and they usually have a great crowd, and I'm sure it will be on a Friday night, and it gets loud in there, and they've always played us really, really well down there. Marcus does a great job of having his kids ready to go, and we expect nothing different tomorrow night, without a doubt.
Once again, that was Pittsburg High School boys basketball coach Kylie Rolfs. We are back with more of your Purple Dragon Athletics on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, in just a moment.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank, branch GMB, member FDIC.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Hello, we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Cam Molina, joined by Independence High School boys basketball coach Marcus Lanning. Coach, last time out, you were able to take on one of the best teams in the SEK in the Labette County Grizzlies, tied for first in the league, and you lose off a buzzer beater. Coach, just give me your opinion to that contest and how your guys played. And then number two, how do you try to corral your guys and try to bring back their spirits following what was a devastating loss?
Well, I mean, last night we played a pretty good game. Probably overall one of the better games we played for 4 quarters. We had a few mental mistakes here and there to get them back in it. But overall, I think the kids played really hard last night. We just couldn't corral the last shooter there at the end. But I'd say everybody gave forth the effort we needed. We just got to say, when sometimes when you're when you're not winning very many games, those wins come pretty hard. So we just got to dig deep a little bit, and then good teams find ways to win, and they did just that. So we just got to do that. Work that hard the next 2 games. I talked to the boys already last night and again today, and keeping their heads up, knowing that we're right there. We've got to turn the corner. And that being said, I think they'll be ready to go. And I mean, every game we play here on out is games that we're probably going to be underdogs. And it's time to get over that hump and finish those ball games in the 4th quarter.
Coach, how proud does it make you to know your guys are keeping their heads up despite having that 2-11 record right now, knowing that your guys are coming into practice and competing and ready despite the reflection of the record, knowing that they're going to come out and give you 100% on a nightly basis?
And that's what we're talking about. I mean, when you're 2-11, there's a lot of outside entities that talk about how, do this, do that, and they're staying focused on the goal and what we need to do as a group, and everybody in the locker room know what we need to do, and we just need to understand that it's a long season. We got 7 games left. We got to make sure we give our best here on out. But that being said, we can't just talk about it. We got to do it, and that's what my leaders on the team are turning the corner and being more vocal. And now they're backing off being vocal and just showing in practice what they need to do. And by actions speaks louder than words, and that's what we got to keep on doing here throughout the rest of the season.
Coach, I know you just mentioned taking under that underdog role. Do you think that's empowered you guys a bit more, playing with that chip on their shoulder? Do you think that will in turn spark something and help them progress throughout the year and potentially earn more wins?
Well, I think at first of the year, I feel like that we weren't an underdog, and we've got ourselves in that. So it's more of a, we need to play better. Not really that we're underdogs, but we were expected to do better. And I think that our expectations and goals were higher, and we haven't reached those. So I think it's more of a, pride thing and a knowing that we should be better than we are. And that comes from the coaches, from the players. We still have a high standard for what we're doing here, and this is not acceptable. That being said, there's a process of getting stuff done, and we just got to keep on going through and trust the process. But at the same time, knowing that we are better than what our record is, we just got to play that way, and that's kind of what we talked about. So I don't know if underdog is exactly right, but at the same time, it's not because we're supposed to be there; it's because we are there, and we have to get out of that situation.
Cam Molina currently talking with Marcus Lanning, head boys basketball coach of the Independence Bulldogs. Well, Coach, it seems Independence High School and you have an expectation for your boys basketball team, one that's to a pretty high standard. Do you challenge your guys to uphold that standard? And if you do, what steps have you seen your guys take to try to uphold that level of excellence from your high school?
And you're right. We have done that since last was my 8th year, and we have high standards. And it's really just accountability. It's about knowing that we don't point fingers. We run with whatever we have. If it's our fault, if it's my fault, if it's a player says my bad, whatever it is, we just got to own what we're doing and then just give opportunities and take advantage of them. But then accountability and discipline is what we feed off, and that's what we talked about. And we just got to make sure we continue to do that. And like I say, we're getting better. We're not there yet, but we're getting better. And that being said, you got to get better at the right time, but we don't want to sit there and get close the whole year. We want to get over that hump and start winning some games that are against tall quality teams. And that's the goal we have and what we're doing here on out throughout the rest of this year.
Coach, Pittsburg High School next. You have them at home. Can you talk about, one, defending home court, and two, what you expect from the Dragons?
Well, you got 8 players, athletes, solid. Not all of them have to be basketball players. They're solid athletes that do a good job. They're at the top of the league, as cycle that is. Very athletic group. So we've got to make sure we do our stuff. When as a coach in 2-11, they'll know what Pittsburgh does, but we focus on what we need to do to be successful. And that, whatever it is for us against Pittsburgh, maybe something a little bit different than it is against that, but Pittsburgh's going to come in there and try and get the ball inside. They're going to push the ball. They're going to pressure you. They're going to deny the ball in the wing. But overall, we just got to make sure that we're doing what we need to do right, and hopefully gives a chance down the stretch to win a ball game. We got to make sure we're in the game. Last time we played them, they were a 13-5 first quarter, 11-2 run, start the game. We just got to come out a little bit better. And, I think with a little bit of energy, and I think not only have they gotten better, but I think we have too. So, plus we're playing at home, that should help a little bit. But that being said, we just got to come out next year the game plan.
Once again, that was Marcus Lanning, head boys basketball coach of the Independence Bulldogs. We are back with starting rotations and notes ahead of tonight's Pittsburgh Purple Dragons and Independence Bulldogs matchup here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
Let's go back live courtside.
We welcome you to the first Friday in February's action of high school basketball in Southeast Kansas. The Pittsburgh High School Purple Dragons, led by Kylie Rolfe, seek their 11th victory of the year, 6th in the Southeast Kansas Conference against Marcus Lanning's 2-11 Bulldogs, who lost a heartbreaker to Altamont on Javon Rillefer's game-winning layup, 52-51, trying to recover from that disheartening loss on their home court. No better way to do it in front of your fans. Let's give you the starting rotation tonight. For the Dragons, it is Chase Curtis, Drew Rolfes, Marquis English, Jarrett Butcher, and starting instead of Gavin Elkamil for the first time this season is Trenton Austin. Trenton Austin did start over Jarrett Butcher last week in a one-game stretch. And as for Coach Lanning's Bulldogs, it is Jaden McGrath, Zedrick Daniels, Trayvon Kendricks, Marion Farley, and Davian Lewis. Everybody is lined up for the national anthem. And with that, we will take a 2-minute break, come back, reintroduce the starting lineups for those of you who are still coming in and ready to listen for tonight's game. And we will go through a couple more notes and get ready for tip-off inside Independence High School. You are listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
File for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbur & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbur & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable, it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/beagorilla.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburgh and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in names and numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
We have been treated to 2 moving renditions of the national anthem right before the girls' basketball game. It was an orchestral version that was absolutely heartstring tugging, and then the choir version was absolutely beautiful as well. Independence flaunting and flashing all of their talents, not just their athletes inside a terrific high school, but the athletes on the floor ready for tonight's matchup as the Independence Bulldogs seek to defend home court against the violet-wearing 10-3 Pittsburgh High School Purple Dragons. Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back in our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. Let's go over the starting rotations one more time for those of you just joining us, whether it's on the live stream at ESPN100.7.com or on the dial. It's Chase Curtis, Drew Rolfs, Marquis English, Jarrett Butcher, and Trenton Austin. Starting over Gavin Elkamil tonight, the sophomore guard. And as for Coach Lanning's Bulldogs, it's Jaden McGrath, Zedrick Daniels, Trayvon Kendricks, and Marion Farley with Davian Lewis. The Purple Dragons wearing their away dark violet uniforms with white numerals and lettering. The Bulldogs sporting their home uniforms. That home attire also featuring orange numerals and letterings trimmed with black as a huge line of Bulldog students are lined up near the near sideline, giving their hometown players a high five. And the student line really invigorating as everybody is very excited inside the confines of the Pittsburgh High School Gymnasium. Avi, we saw this Dragon team have a slow offensive start because of an awkward beginning to the Coffeyville game. There were outside and external circumstances that led to it to start late, but that's not the case, as it was the Purple Dragons who were only able to score 26 first-half points. Coffeyville right in the mix with 14 points at halftime. But they fed Marquis English in the second half. He scored 12 of his 16 points between the third and fourth quarter. We can probably expect more or less the same tonight.
Yeah, Cameron, the thing is, Pittsburgh went back to what they do best, and that's just feeding the big men down low. And now, you know, for Independence, it's going to be a bigger problem as there's now 3 big men in the starting lineup tonight. Austin, Curtis, and Marquis all down low. That's going to be a big factor, and what that's going to do is that's going to draw a lot of double team in, so you and I both know what's going to happen if that happens. There's going to be 2 wide open guys named Jarrett Butcher and Drew Rolfs outside on the perimeter trying to jack up shots. Could be an interesting matchup to see how this Bulldog team matches up with them. It didn't go out in their way in the first matchup, but I think you mentioned they had a tough game against Labette County. That was a great matchup. You said it was a buzzer beater. This Pittsburgh team hung in there with Labette County. Labette County fell short to these guys, so I'm expecting a pretty good matchup tonight.
In that contest against the Grizzlies, Zedric Daniels put up 23 points, and the Independence Bulldogs posted a 17-6 second quarter, outscoring the Grizzlies by 11. The Dragons will really have to clamp down on the defensive end, but the extra length and arm range and wingspan of Austin in the starting rotation could help that. As it is Lewis and Lewis and English set to tip off. And Lewis wins it. The ball slapped into the backcourt as Daniels in his white uniform with orange trim, orange numerals and lettering with black trim, I should say, starts the contest. The Adidas outfit wearing Daniels delivers a bounce pass. Near side wing, McGrath dribbles in between his legs with his multi-color shoe, a motley of pink, yellow, red, and black. Near side wing, it's Farley. Farley looking to get the ball out of his hands, and the Independence Bulldogs playing well outside the perimeter as McGrath goes with an awkward oblong pass to an open Kindred attacking baseline. McGrath tries to go with the wraparound pass to the far side corner, stolen away by English, who has Butcher in transition. Terrible pass to Rolfs as it was a slider that went into the student section.
And Cameron, we don't get the best of view at that student section, but it's jersey night for them. We had that at PHS not too long ago. So the Bulldog crowd wearing all kinds of uniforms, and I even saw a Brady one in there. You don't want to talk about that.
As an Eagles proponent and Eagles fan since about 2004, 2005, Sunday is going to be a very big moment for us. Bounce pass, right side. Daniels dribbles from left to right, stops near block, defended by Butcher and Austin. He loses his handle on the sphere, is able to squeeze out a bounce pass to an open Kendricks, who reverses it back out. Far side wing, Lewis is able to sink the trifecta. And Davian Lewis, no hesitation from behind the arc as he starts the Independence Bulldogs up 3-0, and a whistle. And there was something on the floor that the official thought needed to be removed, as it was a safety concern with 6:46 left in the first. 3-0, Independence leads at home. Rolfs inbounds, far sideline to Butcher. Butcher already screaming out orders about 5 steps away from the top of the arch. 2-3 zone by Independence. Austin catches left wing, English left corner, rolls, three-pointer up to the left of the rim. Austin gets tied up for the offensive rebound, and it's a foul on Austin, his first and the team's first.
Chase Curtis is what they're going to
Curtis, really. Well, the first foul on Curtis and the team's first as well. And as you said, Avi, there will be open players in the corner. Rolfs had a look. He was just unable to sink it. McGrath crosses over right to left beneath his knees, wearing a left calf and quad sleeve. Sizing up Butcher is Daniels, now defended by English, crossing over left to right, right to left. He has a step as he gets English on his hip. Head fake, near side short, cornered by Farley. McGrath, one-touch pass over to Lewis, using his strong frame to get to the rack and converts. Davian Lewis shouting at the top of his lungs, an invigorating sight for Independence fans. Curtis catches at the apex of the arc, over to Rolfs, left corner, before it's reversed back to Butcher. A dart pass, right wing, English, trifecta, swishes it through, and Marquis English will silence the crowd with the right wing three. No one came out to contest him. 5:30 left in the first. 5-3 to score. Dragons up, down two. Bounce pass by Daniels to the red-hot Lewis, defended by Curtis. High ball screen, set by Farley. He'll roll off. Lewis to go to work, and a travel before the charge. So lucky break for Lewis. Instead of picking up a foul, he will have the second worst thing to happen, and that is the travel. 5:20 left in the first frame. Dragons down 2. Butcher waiting the high ball screen set by Curtis. A fastball over right wing, Rolfs reverses it back to Butcher. Trifecta rattles home. 2 threes fall early on for the Dragons, and Independence continuing to dare PHS to shoot. It could play in their favor once those legs start to get tired for the Dragons. McGrath, right wing three. He was practicing that exact same three-pointer from that exact same spot during warm-ups. He was crisp, and it shows. Independence up 2. Austin, no-look pass to an open Curtis on the right block, who slithers in for 2. Knotted up at 8 apiece. 4:42 left in the first. McGrath flanking Daniels. Daniels far side of the court now as he's telling McGrath to cut through the baseline. Daniels trying to size up Butcher. Bounce pass. Lewis catches it. Right hip. High ball screen set by Farley. Curling McGrath. McGrath crossing over right to left. It looked a little bit like a sham god for a second. Lewis, right wing three. No. English tracks down the rebound. His first of the night. Marquis English on the break. Euro step right to left in the one-hand flush. He lowers the gavel. Daniels, right-handed following the terrific flush by English. Far side wing to the corner, sequestering himself is Lewis, whose double team flips it on the slip to an open Kendricks, whose 2 is off kilter. Gobbled up by Curtis. Austin gets inside the key. Butcher, trifecta, swishes it home. Jared Butcher, 2 and 2 from deep. The Dragons 3 and 4 and a 5-point edge for PHS. Coach Lanning up on his feet, trying to conduct his boys. Dribbling is McGrath from right to left. Still dribbling. Lewis set the pseudo high ball screen. McGrath still holding on to it. Daniels trying to operate against English with 3:13 left in the top of the first. 13-8 the score. Dragon lead by 5. Bounce pass, open, head fake. Kendricks, follow away 2 from the far side elbow. No, English with his second board, following the second miss of the night by Kendricks. Skip pass, left corner, Austin, head fake against Lewis. Attacks baseline, foul, almost hits the and one. And Austin will go to the free throw line, shooting a pair. Good rebound by English, who wasted no time pushing the envelope. And a frenetic pace that's playing in favor of the Dragons. Up 5 with under 3 to go in the first. Austin's free throw to the left of the Orange. No. Last time out, Austin 4 of 8 from the stripe against DeSoto, 4 of 10. He's been inconsistent from the bar, as he will have a second offering awaiting him. This is the first time either team has been to the stripe. Austin will set waist level to the forehead and converts. He's now at 50%, 1 point, 14-8 to score. Dragons up 6. Daniels forced to give the ball up on the inbound to McGrath, who's defended by Rolfs. Rolfs with his purple Nike shoes with a white swoosh, defending well against the guard. Good rip by Curtis. He stepped in front of Lewis and waffle boarded the ball out of bounds. Under 2:45 left in the first. 6-point lead for the Dragons. As the PHS cheerleaders standing on their feet with their purple pom-poms waving beneath their knees. Austin on the inbound, defending away from Daniels. No one applying pressure to Zedric Daniels as the ball is inbounded deep into the recesses of the backcourt to an open Farley, who reverses and finds an open Daniels. Daniels, who's on an island right now, is now challenged by Butcher, greeting him like a Hallmark card. Daniel gets near side elbow. Lewis right corner 3. Shakes off. Rebounded by Kendricks on the weak side. Good rebound by the guard. Right corner 3 goes, and Kendricks is able to drill it. And it's called a 2 instead of a 3. Kendricks, good look though. 14-10 to score. English, left wing, skips it right corner. Rolfs thought about taking a step into the 3. Austin catches right block following the pass by Rolfs, and he's able to get a couple friendly Purple Dragon hops, and it falls through the bottom of the nylon gracefully. 16-10. Dragons up 6. Good move by Daniel, sizing up Butcher. He was able to get him to lean for a second. Kick out. Lewis, left corner 3. That time challenged and blocked by Curtis. English has Rolfs. He scans, looks, goes up, right-handed foul, and one! Drew Rolfs, an enthusiastic shout. That's a war cry from the Dragons, who are up 8. Buzzer sounds, and we have some substitutions as Josh Prawley will check in for the first time tonight, as will DeAndre Hadley, who each started in front of Kendricks and Farley last time these two teams clashed. 18-10 to score. Dragons up 8, a chance to make it 9 if Rolfs converts. He does after a one-hopper. Coach Rolf saying D up, D up, D up. Far side, short corner 2 by Hendricks. No, tracked down by Austin and a foul prior to the rebound. Kendricks drops to 1 of 4, and he has a hair trigger short corner jump shot, and it's a foul committed by Prowley, his first and the team's third. Not the best start for Independence in this contest. I know Coach Lanning said we had to start fast, and we cannot afford to make mistakes and unforced turnovers in this contest if we want a shot at winning. Butcher will just begin to canter towards the far side wing before it skips. Rolf's right corner, nearly swags it. Austin rises up. He soars for the board, gets the ball to the left block, spins away from Kendricks, who fouls. In the act of shooting, so Austin, who was 1 of 2 from the stripe, has a chance to alter that and go potentially 3 of 4 or 2 of 4, or could wind up 1 of 4. Austin rattles the first one home. Another substitution. This time it is Javon Grant of the Dragons, the freshman guard, who will come in for Curtis. Second shot. Austin goes 2 of 2, now 3 of 4 overall from the line. He has 5 points. The score 21-10. Favoring the Dragons, first double-digit lead of the night. Daniels picks up his dribble, a minute to go in the first. Far side wing, it's Kendricks, rips through from right knee to left knee as McGrath gets it on a shovel back. McGrath sizing up Rolfs. He's defending on the right hip of McGrath before a chest pass goes over to Prawley. Far side wing looks low to an open Kendricks, but Kendricks was closed up quickly by Austin, who hesitated and then slid inside on the feint on the defensive end. And then a left wing three-pointer falls for Daniels. So Daniels makes it single digits again. 21-13, 38 seconds to go. Butcher, right wing skip. Austin catches it one hand after a spearing harpoon grab. Left wing Rolfs, and that one saucers out. Rolfs drops to 0 of 3 from downtown. The Dragons 3 of 6. Daniels, hesitation with the stutter step. Kendrick catches it. Far side block before Prawley is able to grapple it. Gathered by Hadley, far side wing before lobbing it over to the top of Javon Grant, who closes out on Daniels. Daniels sizing up Grant, crosses over from left to right. Goes, no look, scoop pass, but is deflected by English. 7-6 to go. Austin looks for Butcher. 5 seconds left in the first frame. Butcher steps into the 3. No, but a tip in possibly by Austin. Yes, it is! Trenton Austin with the tenacity and determination not to mail in the first quarter and give the Dragons a 10-point lead, 23-13, as we will go to the bottom of the first. We will be back with the second quarter of play right after this 30-second commercial break here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
When the lights come up on Friday and Saturday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland Construction. Many Crossland employees played on those fields and were educated in the schools that are thriving parts of our communities today. Crossland is a proud supporter of area athletics and urges you to be a part of your local school community. Many of the athletes playing today may help Crossland build across our region in the future. Check out career opportunities at crossland.com. Crossland Construction, build you.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
We welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. The extraordinarily talented Caleb Wood now back at our KSHQ studio alongside Avi Sharma, Cam Molina here for a Groundhog Day edition of Friday Night Hoops from Independence, Kansas. The Dragons lead by 10, 23-13 as we head to the second quarter of play. Rolfs to inbound to Grant, and near side inbounds. Right now, it is Trenton Austin leading the pack with 7 points, including a tip-in at the buzzer to give the Dragons their second double-digit lead of the night. Curtis catches far side corner. Grant works it around the cylinder. Around the horn it goes to Rolfs. Right block, Austin, power dribble, switches to a dry hand, contorts his body, and scores. And Trenton Austin scores from point-blank range. He's 3 of 3 from inside the horseshoe. Dragons leader right now, 25-13. Pounding the ball to the hardwood is McGrath as he interchanges with Lewis. Lewis leads all scorers on the Bulldog side with 5. Near side wing, Hadley jabs with his right foot. He has gold Nike swishes on his shoes with white socks Black Nike swishes on those. McGrath steps into a right wing three. No, too strong. English there for the board. Following the English rebound, he steps back in between his legs before finding his Frosh point guard in Grant. Grant, English, the right wing, skip pass, left corner with it is Rolfs. Rolfs delivers a frozen road pass to Grant about 15 feet away. English will roll and try to go with the alley-oop. Half-court set play, and he loses it. Lewis comes up with a steal. Daniels, the left-handed runner, too strong. English on the leak out, finds Grant, goes up right-handed, and is fouled. Grant nearly converting the and one, but I think his right elbow was slapped from behind by Farley, and it's his first. That is the 15th foul committed by the Bulldogs as Grant swats down, springs up, and converts. 26-13 to score. The Dragons lead it currently by 13. Daniel subs out. I think coming in is Kendricks. Grant goes 1 of 2. Loose ball, tracked down by Hadley, back to McGrath. McGrath crossing in between his legs, trying to size up Rolfs. And as he tries to set up the defender in Rolfs, he gives it off to Kendricks, far side wing, who circles back around and finds an open Farley. Farley brings it right hip, never dribbles. He's defended by Austin as coming to close out as Grant McGrath catches far side corner three, drills it. McGrath now 2 or 3 from deep. He has 6 points in the contest. Austin pull up, high post 2, swishes it. Trenton Austin really feeling it tonight. 11 points in the contest. Dragons have 28, 16 for the Bulldogs. 5:50 to go in the first. Far side corner, Hadley, bounce pass. It's a fake, trying to deke out English as Kendricks comes up with it. Kendricks goes with a little fluttering pass to Hadley, who goes up with a runner, and that one switches through as well. That was a graceful shot by Hadley, avoiding the contact on the way to the basket and just putting enough touch on the shot for it to drop through. Austin catches far side corner, picks up his dribble left wing. Ball is a beeline pass right wing, over to English, right corner three, drills it. The 3-ball falling for the Dragons right now, 4 of 7 from deep. Independence keeping stride with the Dragons in that category, 4 of 6. However, the Dragons 7 of 7 inside of the horseshoe. Far side wing, Hadley finds McGrath. Looking low is Hadley for Farley, but Farley not in good position to catch as English with his long limbs and his wide range is there. Good defense by Grant. And I think it's a foul on Grant as he was just a bit over-assertive. So the overzealous freshman receiving kudos from his coach as Butcher will come in for Rolfs. 31-18 to score. Dragons lead it by 13. Far side inbound by Farley. As Grant is there in the backcourt, Farley scans, pass fake to Lewis. He has an open Hadley who gets to the near side elbow, steps back, pulls up on the 2 in front of Grant, off the back iron. Good rebound by Lewis who falls away and draws a foul. And Chase Curtis conversing with the official, and the official will appease Curtis and give him his 2 cents, and it will be on the floor. That's the second foul on Curtis. The third team foul by the Dragons.
And they changed it.
So you said on the floor, so Lewis goes to the free throw line, and he will shoot a pair, which I was interested by because Lewis did grab that rebound, and he was falling away, so that's technically in the act of shooting. His free throw a no-go. He'll have a second shot awaiting him. Last time Curtis took on this team, he shot 5 of 16 from the free throw line, as Daniels will come in for Farley, and that was during a very rugged stretch to begin the season from the stripe for Curtis. Second free throw rattles out, and we have yet to see Gavin Elkamil tonight for Pittsburg High School as Austin started over him. Left corner head fake by English. He was able to get Kendricks to jump, and the foul was on the floor prior to English running into Lewis, who went 0-2 from the free throw line. 4:42 left in the first half of play. Dragons lead by 13 still. Far side baseline inbound. The Dragons on their dial coming from right to left offensively. Bulldogs left to right. Inbound by Butcher. He throws it into the backcourt, and Grant will recover with 4:40 left in the half. A 13-point lead for the Dragons. Still left wing. Butcher before it's reversed back out to an open Grant. Setting himself up. Butcher 3. Shy. Grant tries to track it down. English off the knee of McGrath. English head fake on the elbows. He tried to deke out the defense. He finds Butcher. Ball moving at a blinding rain. Nobody has reservations about passing the basketball, but Austin tries to check out the three-point area, and he airballs the trifecta. First miss for Austin tonight, and McGrath hits a transition trifecta of his own from the Badlands. But the Badlands are treating McGrath kindly. He is 3 of 4 from that area. Grant steps into a 3 of his own. He swishes it. Good answer back by the freshman, who is not stepping down from this SEK challenge. Hadley defended by Butcher. 34-21 is the score. Dragons with a 13-point advantage. Coach Rolf's on his feet with his black dress shoes and black and purple polo. Pull up, McGrath, left wing. He is absolutely in fuego. Jaden McGrath having a stellar outing. 4 of 12 from behind the arc. 12 points, stole it by McGrath. Behind the back move. 34-24 the score. McGrath thought about stepping into a near side wing 3. He picks up his dribble, flips it over the top of Isaac Leverance, who subbed in, to Lewis. Lewis will find an open Kendricks, who scores. Kendricks now 2 of 5 from the floor, and the Independence Bulldogs on a short spurt. Grant receives the scoop back from Austin. Grant skips it left corner, open. Butcher reverses it back to an open Grant, who looks to deliver a slinging pass with his right arm. Again, it's Butcher. Butcher continues to toil away at the top of the arc, and a timeout used by Coach Rolfs. The offense began to stagnate. Score 34-26. Isaac Leverance is on the floor. We have not seen Gavin Elkamil tonight. Will we see him in this ballgame at all? That's a question to be answered following this 30-second timeout here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord, head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at LaneLordBBallCamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit LaneLordBBallCamps.com.
Let's go back live courtside.
Following the timeout, it's Javon Grant missing a lay-in, rebounded by Daniels, who delivers a slider underneath pass to an open Kendricks, and a foul on the floor committed by the Dragons.
That's going to go on Jarek Butcher.
Javon Butcher, his first and the team's 4th. Javon Grant's been really aggressive. It's a box set for the Bulldogs. Inbounded to Lewis, who goes to the left elbow. Pull up 2 by Kendricks. That one rattles out. English, his 5th rebound of the contest. He has 8 points, 5 rebounds. He is making his way towards a double-double, eroding away at the inside of this Bulldogs defense. English jab steps to his right, attacks, goes up right-handed. No, the ball is poked loose by Daniels, who comes up with the loose ball rebound. Daniels on the break, lays it in, almost finishes with an and one. And Grant with the foul, and Grant using his fantastic speed to outpace Daniels, who slowed down for the lay-in and tried to go with a swat. Grant's 2nd and the team's 5th. 34-26 the score. Independence has trailed by double digits most of this ball game, but have battled back late in this 2nd quarter. They have posted 14 second quarter points compared to the 11 of the Dragons. Second free throw good by Kendricks. He goes 2 of 2. 34-28 is the score now. Ball is inbounded by Austin in the backcourt to Grant before it is a beeline pass to Butcher. Left wing before the ball is taken to the high post. About 19 feet away is English before he reverses it outside the arc. 20 feet away to Rolfs, right corner to Grant. Left wing 3 is an air ball. Loose. McGrath comes up with it. McGrath will slowly canter to the opposite end of the court. And as he waltzes into the front court, he's trying to size up Rolfs. From the far side ring, he goes to the head fake outside of the perimeter. And as he did so, English jumped, found Daniels left wing, Lewis's position left wing, McGrath right wing 3. And he is an absolute blowtorch. 5 of 6 from deep. The Bulldogs are within 3, 7 of 9 from the outside. Rolfs trying to respond. He is able to drill his own trifecta. His first of the night. He's 1 of 4 from deep, 2 of 5 in the contest overall for 6 points. Back to a 6-point cushion for the Dragons, who have not done well closing outside the arc. Prawley, far side corner, who subbed in, lowered his shoulder and then walked with it. I think he tried to split the double team. Did not look very pretty. The aesthetics of it, pretty clunky. 1 minute to go in the half. 37-31 is the score. Dragons lead it by 6. And a chance to expand their territory here. High ball screen set by Austin. Grant goes to work. He goes with a dribble move with his right hand. Has Rolfs right corner. Tries to go with back-to-back three-pointers. No. Ball tracked down by Prawley. His first rebound of the contest. After Prawley's board, it's Daniels, dribbles right-handed. He gets Grant on his left hip before setting a high ball screen on Rolfs. McGrath, right corner. No one can stop Jaden McGrath. A contested three-pointer. He is 6 of 7 from deep. 35 seconds to go in the first half. 3-point contest. Rolfs again, his number's been called on time and time again, but he is ice cold, 1 of 6 from deep. McGrath is Steph Curry-esque right now. He fades away, short, his first miss in 5 attempts. Grant tracks down the loose ball, goes up into the air, tries to deliver an underhanded pass. 13 ticks to go. Lewis comes up with the loose ball. Daniels looks, no look pass Prawley, head fake, step through foul. He'll go to the line with 4.8 ticks to go. How impressive has Jaden McGrath been? The onslaught from deep, 18 points, 6 of 8 from deep. Absolutely annihilated the perimeter defense by the Dragons. Coach Lanning is impressed by McGrath's unconscious effort. Prawley's free throw, no, and he's irked by that miss. He thought, how did I miss that one? That one felt perfect coming off my hand. Farley goes to the backcourt, as does McGrath. Prawley, second offering off the back iron. He's 0-2 now. Austin with his first rebound. 1 second left. English pulls up, drills it right before the buzzer sounds. We have seen 2 buzzer beaters. McGrath shooting 6 of 8 from downtown. And one extremely fun SEK class. 39-34. Dragons up as much as 15 points. It's within 5 as we head to our halftime report. We will step aside for 2 minutes, bring you back the first half statistics, a sit down with Coach Krotz and his victory today, and we'll look ahead to the second half of play. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
And we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. If you are just joining us, whether it's on our web stream at ESPN100.7.com or on the dial alongside Avi Sharma, the very talented Caleb Withnow back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you at intermission, 39-34. And at first glance, Avi, after one quarter of action, this game didn't really seem entertaining. The Dragons were up 10, winning the rebounding battle, winning the three-point battle. That all changed, and Jaden McGrath has shot the Bulldogs back into this contest. 6 of 8 from downtown, 18 points in the ball game. And the Bulldogs also neck and neck with the Dragons off the glass. Let's get deeper into the stats, beginning with the Dragons. Chase Curtis, 2 points in the rebound in the contest. Javon Grant, 4 points. 6 points for Drew Rolfs. 10 points for Marquis English, including 5 rebounds. Jarrett Butcher, 6 points. And Trenton Austin with 11 points and a rebound and a starting effort over Gavin Elkamil, who you and I have not seen today. So that's a very interesting storyline that has developed, and we'll have to ask Coach Wolf about that post-game. 18 points for McGrath, as mentioned before, and a rebound. Zedrick Daniels, 3 points and a rebound. Cody Schicky with a rebound, or Schicky Hadley with a rebound, I beg your pardon. 2 points for Hadley as well. Kendrick, 6 points and a rebound. 1 rebound for Prawley. 5 points scored by Davian Lewis. He scored 5 consecutive points for the Bulldogs to begin the contest, and the Bulldogs trailing by almost 15 points in the contest, but the Dragons really started to lift up their defensive intensity from the perimeter, and the three-point jump shots just began to fall. The Bulldogs, 8 of 11 from downtown, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. The Dragons, 6 of 12 from deep, 5 of 7 from the stripe. Little to no resistance for each side from behind the arc. In addition, Pittsburg High School shooting a fantastic percentage inside. To my count, 8 of 9 from inside of the arc. As for the Bulldogs, 4 of 7 from the stripe. The Dragons out-rebounding the Bulldogs 7-6. That's a +1 margin currently. And right now, Avi, PHS just floundering. I mean, it's not as if they haven't closed out on the perimeter. I think it's more so Jaden McGrath is making terrific shots.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. I think you compared him to Steph Curry there. It was amazing to see as he heated up, and he brought his team back, which is a much-needed thing. You know, we mentioned it during the beginning of the game, how they were neck and neck with Labette County, and now here they are only down by 5. You know, this team has grown from the last time we saw them, Cameron. Hats off to them for doing that. And PHS, again, we don't know the Gavin Elkamil story. I was watching him on the bench, seeing if anything was wrong. I mean, he was holding his left knee, not sure if it's an injury or anything like that, but who knows what the situation is. But that's just one less person that PHS has on their team. We know Coach Rolfs likes to use a 7, maybe an 8-man bench. Now it's only down to 7, and that's a key thing because now these guys got to stay fatigued, and they got to stay in it. And the thing is the only difference really is Independence is making their shots, Pittsburg isn't. That's really what it's coming down to. Rolfs has had many opportunities on the corner, and he has not executed yet.
Well, the second half, Independence just needs to keep feeding McGrath, but obviously, if you are Coach Lanning, you will ride the hot hand of McGrath, but how long will that sustain until it extinguishes? I mean, the three-point line has been saturated right now with shots combined, 14 of 23 from deep between the two clubs. I'm sure Coach Rolfs is going to make an adjustment heading into the second half to defend the perimeter a lot better, but if McGrath starts to waver, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, there are some other players that hit three-point jump shots, but Davian Lewis, 1 of 2. Zedrick Daniels, 1 of 1. And we will be joined here in about 2 seconds by Chris Krotz, head girls basketball coach of Pittsburg High School. And I don't blame him. A lot of food coming around right now, and I would definitely rather go with food than an interview. But, Coach, I appreciate the time. What a win for you girls, and I think it was probably safe to say the best performance you guys have had all year.
Yeah, definitely on the defensive side. Man, our girls just came out and played tough defense. Sometimes it's the case with us. Our offense had some points of some lulls. But, man, our girls just hung in there and played good defense all night and just kind of stayed the course.
Talk about Madam Petty coming off the bench in this game.
Yeah, she came off and got some good looks. And, I think she hit a jumper, at some point was one of her early baskets. And I felt like after she hit that jumper, she kind of settled in a little better and got to the line a few times, which she seems to do, and knocked down some free throws. So,
and I brought it up about a week ago about her tendencies and going to that right short corner, that right baseline. You have done a fantastic job working with her. I noticed, and it wasn't a completed shot, but she read the floor, looked to that right wing, and then the ball started to circulate around more. That gave her more opportunities, and it really seemed to open up the floor. But can you talk about the grit of your team, not giving up, down 7, heading into the third quarter? Most teams would have folded against a club like the Bulldogs, and Dale Reynolds, a pretty good coach over there, too, so we had his girls ready.
Yeah, I said I'll be honest, I think we were just kind of hanging around and playing good defense and keeping in the game. And then all of a sudden we, finally went up 2 points. And then Petty got that steal and went down and had a 3-point play. And I feel like when that happened, all the girls were just kind of like, man, we can win this one. And, they just really kind of started to believe then. I felt like our posture changed and our confidence changed. And, we stepped to the line. Abby Casper hit some huge free throws, 6 for 6, and stepped to the line, made them, and got the win.
Well, Coach, I'm not asking you about the game. I guess another game. Avi's been wanting me to ask you this. He's been battering me all week. Who do you have for the Super Bowl?
Who I would like to win is probably the Eagles.
All right, that's the correct answer.
But who will probably win, I don't know.
Let's not go into that. Coach, I appreciate the time. Congratulations on the second time this season earning consecutive victories, 6-9 overall now.
Yep. I said hopefully we can use this as a springboard into the, starting second time around league play tonight. We can just, carry this momentum over.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Hey, thank you guys.
Yep. Once again, that was Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach Chris Krotz. His girls advancing on the season to 6-9, 3-4 in Southeast Kansas league play. A win against Chanute, win against Coffeyville, and now a win against the Bulldogs. And Avi, this is a team that legitimately could hit 500 in league play next week when they take on Parsons.
Yeah, Cameron, it was a great matchup. We called it the first time between those two. I'm really looking forward to that matchup again. Like we said, it's a new year. These teams have played a lot more games now. They're completely different and better. I think PHS had a couple injuries today. I'm not 100% sure, but some girls limping around or whatnot. They're going to need to rest up and get ready because Nina Taylor, she ain't going to hold back on Tuesday.
No, she will not. And Mike Kroll said that his girls are playing to their peak right now, and he wanted them to peak around this time when I spoke with him. And he also believes that with patience and with the development of his girls who are all juniors next year, they will be a threat in the SEK, especially with Gegg graduating from Labette County. So if not this year, next. And I think there's still a really good shot that Parsons makes it in that 4A2.
Absolutely.
39-34 the score. Let's start the third quarter of action. Kylie Rolfs and his 10-3 Dragons in jeopardy of dropping one on the road. Up 5 right now, but a tremendous performance by McGrath, who is 6 of 8 from downtown. The club 8 of 11 overall. McGrath crossing over from left to right following the near side out from Daniels. Daniels will snake away from Butcher. Pass fake by McGrath. He picks up his dribble. Rolfs right there. Curtis is able to jar the ball loose out of the hands of Lewis. He recovers as Lewis does the same with the sphere instead. Right wing from Farley to McGrath. McGrath, 2 jab steps defended by Rolfs. Sells out another jab step towards the baseline. Hangs in the air. Up fake by Kendrick. Scoops it back. McGrath, an independent, trying to give McGrath as many looks as possible. Mismatch against Austin. High ball screen. Deep 3 on its way. That one off kilter, and that's the shot that they want to force McGrath into. He's 6-9 from downtown now. English, his 6th rebound of the contest. Rolfs, English, straightaway 3. No. Loose and grappled by Kendricks. His second. Ball stolen away by Austin. Double clutches and is fouled on his way to the hole. He goes to the line with 3 of 4 converted from the free throw line. With 7 left in the third, 5-point game still favor Dragons. And it's a second on Farley. Free throw rattles around and goes home for Austin. Austin stays stoic and concrete at the free throw line for 2 seconds, sets at his waist level and scores. He's 5 of 6 from the line. He leads all Dragons in scoring with 13. 7-point lead for PHS right now, 41-34. Daniels telling Lewis to cycle back through and go towards the baseline. McGrath does the same. The two interchange. McGrath at the apex of the arc. Daniels trying to get away from Butcher, and a lot of dribbling right now. No one's open. McGrath catches far side wing. He'll feint to the right, and curling is Lewis. He catches it at the point, and an offensive foul committed by Daniels, a moving screen. Cedric Daniels, 23 points on Tuesday against Levant County. He has been held in check to just 3 right now. Coach Lanning notices the stagnation in the offense and is not pleased with the results thus far. Trailing by 7, 6:38 left in the third. Dragons lead it. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
41-34, Dragons currently with the edge on the road against the Bulldogs. Kylie Rolfson Company trying to stay atop the SEK leaderboard as Parsons looms in the distance. Bulldogs Daniels will defend at the point against Butcher, looking for a wrapping Austin as he fights English near side block, turnaround, no. Lewis battles with Austin and Curtis. Loose ball. Austin thought it was last touch by Farley, and it was. Farley has a few words to say to the official following the decision. English now 2 of 3 from inside of the half circle. Overall, he is 4 of 5. Butcher finds Austin, who weaves inside. Gives a good darting pass, right corner. Butcher short. Rebounded by English. The offensive rebound purloined away. In transition, it's Daniels. Bounce pass. McGrath swatted away by English and a foul. I think it's on Austin after Kendricks crashed the glass. And it's the first on English. Team's first as well in this second half. So Travion Kendricks to the free throw line, 6 points and 2 rebounds thus far as he squats down, no dribbles, no nothing, and he's well to the left of the rim. Kendricks will reset himself, waist level, flicks, and I think it was a lane violation. I couldn't see. Yep, it was waved off. So Kendricks, who did drill the free throw, has it waved off. So ultimately, 2 of 3 from the stripe right now. 41-34 the score, 6 to go in the third. High ball screen set by Curtis and English. English flares off. He goes near side wing. Then he will percolate inside the horseshoe. Attack, find Butcher, and Butcher travels. Under 6 to go in the third, 41-34 the score following the turnover by the Dragons. And we've kind of hit a point in the game, Avi, where it's been a stalemate. I know it's early in the third, but neither team can jumpstart their offense. Daniels waltzes past the timeline, and as he crosses the prime meridian into the front court, he gets inside the horseshoe to the right ring. McGrath head fake, good closeout by Rolfs. Pass to Farley. Kendricks contested floater, misses, tracks it down and scores. Kendricks now 3 of 6 from the floor, 8 points, 3 rebounds, giving a good effort off the glass. 41-36 now. Austin mishandles the grab. Hot potato drill. Lewis comes up with it. McGrath will weave in between Austin and Rolfs. McGrath 5 steps away from the top of the arch, about a 25-foot three-pointer from that distance as Daniels will try to slice and jackknife his way inside the key. Daniels, mismatch against Austin. Daniels, plenty of speed, but he's telling Farley to go to the right corner to try to orchestrate traffic. Under 5 to go, Coach Rolfs barking out orders. Daniels catches, Kendricks goes, left block, high ball screen set. Daniels has the mismatch he wants against Rolfs, who's a slower defender, not very fast with his foot speed. Daniels with the sphere in his left hand goes up, no look pass, has Kendricks a wide open Farley to his left, but instead it's McGrath. He can't pick up where he placed the bookmark in the first half. Daniels is able to get a shoe shiner, really a shin shiner, off of Rolfs. It will stay with Independence. What a great toss by Daniels, and McGrath has still a terrific stat line, 6 to 10 from deep, but he's missed his first 2 threes of this second half. Daniels is able to reach up high and snare the basketball. Left corner, McGrath, bounce pass, has Kendricks, up fake. The defense really worried about McGrath. That leaves a wide open Daniels for 3, but Austin is able to secure the board. As he hugs it, it's Butcher, left wing, looks for a cutting English hop step, and is it a foul? It is a foul. Yep. So Daniels misses his first 3 of the game. Hadley to check in for Farley. Butcher from the right side of the backboard to inbound, standing on the Bulldog script, scribbled out across the orange baseline. Near side baseline, Butcher lobs it, Curtis catches, goes, leads with his right shoulder, is fouled. Is it called an and one? No, it was in the, not the act of shooting, it's on the floor. Coach Rolfs said it was in the act of shooting, and Coach Rolfs not pleased with the decision, so it's on the floor again. The 14th foul by Independence. 3rd on Farley. Keep in mind, last time out, Curtis 17 and 8. Rebounds last time against Independence. Right now he's at 2 points in a rebound. Rolfs snakes a pass over, right wing to an open English. Austin posts up, a left wing gets Butcher, 3 sails, not enough. Kendricks with the loose ball rebound, his 4th. Butcher now to a 5 from downtown, and the Dragons languishing from deep. Hadley right wing on an island. Nails it. If you're going to leave a talented high school player open, he's going to make you pay. 2-point contest now. Closest it has been since the 2-0 lead by the Dragons, or rather, close it's been since Lewis knocked down the first 5 points of the ball game, I should say. That was in the first minute of action. Attacking English, he's fouled, far side baseline. He goes to the free throw line, and it's a foul on Hadley, his first. English will position the ball at his waist, from his waistline. One fluid motion, flicks and scores. Grant comes in, and who comes out? Austin. So it's Curtis, English, Grant, Butcher, Rolfs for the Dragons. Lewis, Hadley, Kendricks, Daniels, and McGrath for the Bulldogs. 3:37 in the 3rd. Dragons up 3, and it will stay at 3. Grant with the offensive rebound following the tip by Curtis, though. Butcher, Grant, head fake, decides not to shoot. Hadley right in his grill, harassing him. Grant needs to get it out or do something with it. Freshman finally does. This ball is being worked around the cylinder. Curtis back to the basket, turns right hand floater, foul, and 1. Chase Curtis, a man amongst boys on the floor. Curtis finally getting back on the scoring track with the right hand hook. Well, there goes the scoreboard. I was about to say the scoreboard hasn't changed, so I may be wrong, but Curtis the free throw line attempting 1, and that 1 is good. 5-point game, Dragons back up. McGrath. Dribbles with his right hand. Rolfs defending. McGrath has missed his 2 3-point attempts in this 3rd quarter. Catching is Daniels. He'll cross over in between his legs from left to right with his white shorts with orange trim and a Bulldog logo towards the bottom of the left and right side of the short. English pokes the ball away from Kendricks. He scans on the break. It's a 3-on-2. Has Butcher. Butcher goes outside of the cylinder, looks. He has an open Curtis. Swings it. Grant, head fake, brings the ball to his nose. Curtis sets a quasi-screen before the ball is hoisted over to the right wing. Butcher to Curtis, back to the basket. Whips a pass over to an open English. Grant steps into the left corner 3. Long. Tracked down by Lewis, his 2nd rebound of the night. Grant on the night. 1 of 3 from the floor. From the left wing, Daniels, good sell on the Hezzy crossover. A clockwise crossover. McGrath wanted the basketball. Instead, it's to Kendrick. McGrath finally grabs it. He will holster it to his left hip with 2:13 left in the third. And it has been a slow third quarter. A lot of stoppages. 7 combined fouls. 6 on Independence and then traveled by Lewis. And that's one of the reasons why it has been such an elongated third quarter of play as Prawley and Farley are in. McGrath has yet to step off the floor as Lewis and Kendricks catch a breather. Coach Lanning with his tan khakis, black shoes, black polo, and full-on beard sends out his subs. Far side corner is Butcher to Grant. Near side wing skips it over the head of the defense to Rolfs in the corner. Reverse pack out. Outside the far side ring is Butcher before it's back to Grant. Right back to Butcher. A skip over the head of the defense. Rolfs on an island. His trifecta short. English does not go up with Prawley, who's double teamed. He tries to step through. Ball poked out of the hand by Curtis, who goes to the dolphin dive afterwards. Daniels in transition. Stops. Far side elbow before looking for McGrath. Poked up by Curtis. He loses track of the basketball. Grant's right in the face of McGrath. McGrath, good slinging pass to Hadley. Right hand floater goes with under 1:30 to go. Hadley, beautiful finish over the top of the head of the Titans. 4-point lead for the Dragons still. Low, English finishes a block in one. Wow. McGrath was there underneath the basket, well inside the restricted zone. English finished over McGrath, a foul, and 1. I thought it would be on the floor because McGrath was set, and the contact came as McGrath was positioned underneath the basket, and English really wasn't in the process of shooting. Regardless, English says count it up. He racks it up, and his free throw is also good. Lewis comes back in. This time for Prawley. Or excuse me, McGrath, excuse me. He earns his 3rd on the night. McGrath will have to be careful. He has 18 points. He hasn't scored in the 3rd, but I know Coach Lanning is going to want to reignite that hot hand in the 4th. Hadley, no-look pass, and Lewis's foul. Good no-look by Hadley, who galloped inside the key and then delivered a no-look dish right into the hands of the forward. And Lewis. 3rd on Grant, the freshman. 17 fouls on the Bulldogs, 2 now on Pittsburgh. Lewis drops to 0-3 from the stripe. He has 1 more awaiting him. Austin comes in for Grant. He's not pleased about being taken out as Elkamil, all he can do is sit on the bench and look onwards. As the Dragons have only gone 7 deep tonight. Leverins back in for the first time since his technical foul against DeSoto. He missed last game against Coffeyville. And then Grant getting some minutes tonight. Under 60 to go. It's 48-42 after the 1 converted free throw by Lewis. Rolfs looks, high post. Curtis steps through and finishes. That is a strong finish by Curtis, who just muscles his way inside. Daniels, his club down 8, 42 seconds left in the 3rd. Sizes up Butcher and a foul committed by Butcher, the team's 3rd and Butcher's 2nd. 38.9 to go, far baseline inbounds. It will be by Daniels, nearest the left side of the backboard as Isaac Leverins checks in for Butcher. 38 seconds, enough time to get Butcher a break, plus you factor in the time in between the quarters. That's plenty of time for the starting guard for PHS. Ball inbounded by Daniels, right corner Hadley, who has great fast twitch muscles. He works right short corner. Leverins recovers, head fake by Prawley, works to the high post, reverses it back outside. Leverins defending Hadley. 20 seconds to go. Hadley sizing up Leverins, has Leverins on his hip, and a foul. Big time by Leverins, who put both hands on the guard for the Bulldogs. 14th foul now. Dragons need to be careful not to foul again within the last 19 seconds. That would be devastating heading into the final quarter, knowing that you only have 1 foul to give. Prawley inbounds into the front court. Farley's there. Then an interchange between Farley to Hadley to Daniel. Daniels defended by Rolfs. Crosses over in between his leg. Goes. Bounce past Prawley. Lost it. Coach Lanning hurt, and he's telling his guys to recover. Prawley should have had it. And a quick sub Butcher to come back in, and the Dragons are wanting to go with a small ball set and space the floor better. Leverins comes out. Austin will stay in. Butcher to catch in the backcourt and a quick sub again. Kendricks will come in for Lewis. Curtis will inbound. Far baseline. He needs to get it in fast. Looks for Butcher. No one there. Gets it to Austin. Austin scans. 4.8 to go. Austin plenty of time. He looks off. Rolls to the corner. Takes it to the rack and misses the lay-in. Trenton Austin, who hit a tip-in lay-in to close out the first quarter, misses the bunny to close out the third. 50-42 in a tight contest. Low-scoring third quarter. 11 points for the Dragons. And a measly 8 for Independence, but still within single digits. We head to the top of the fourth. Right after this on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
Let's go back live courtside.
We welcome you back to Independence High School on this Groundhog Day edition of Friday Night Hoops. From Independence, Kansas, it's Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back at our ESPN 100.7 studios in Pittsburg, Kansas. Cam Molina with you. 50-42 the score. The Dragons lead by 8. At one point it was by 15, but Independence came screaming back off the hot hand of Jaden McGrath. He missed 2 3-pointers in the third, but still hangs on to 6 of 10 from deep. Coach Lanning will need him to knock down some tough 3-pointers in this final quarter of play. 2-3 zone. Flashed by the Bulldogs, and the Dragons immediately go to the high post set. Austin will flash down to the right block. Curtis does not come up. Austin catches. Far side elbow. Works it back out to Butcher. Rolfs catches. Near side wing. Reverses it back outside the right wing. Rolfs catches again as it's forked over to Butcher. Butcher bounce pass Rolfs. 3-pointer up. That one rolls out, and Rolfs has just not had too much luck from deep as it's a foul on the rebound. It's the second on Austin. I thought that was the team's 6th, but it will be the 5th instead. So one more foul to give for PHS. Daniel attacks, and Daniels is fouling her way to the hoop. His way to the hoop, excuse me. And I think the foul on Austin again. So Trenton Austin picks up his 3rd. No more fouls to give for the Dragons with 7:19 left in the 4th. And Daniels with an opportunity to narrow the margin here from the stripe. Not a lot of free throw shots from the Bulldogs in this contest. 3 of 9. Make it 4 of 10 as Zedric Daniels drills his first. He has a second one awaiting him as Zedric Daniels tells McGrath to go back as he's the conductor of the offense. Zedric Daniels positioned himself at the bar. His second offering. That one pings around and goes through. 5 points for Daniels. It is 50-44 now, 6-point contest. Rolfs thought about stepping into a 3. I would advise against that. He's 1 of 7. Rolfs catches, head fake. Purple shoe squeaking along the hardwood. And an offensive foul. That is 3 quick fouls on Austin as he lowered his shoulder, I think, into Lewis or Kendricks. So 4 fouls on Austin. Leverins will come in, and I don't think Austin will return until the last 2 minutes of the 4th. That's a big blow for the Dragons as the interior is now softened up. You have Curtis and English, 2 great defenders in their own right. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't really beat out 3 6'5" 4s, 6'5" plus 4s, I should say. McGrath, right wing 3, he swishes it. There it is. 7 of 11 from deep. Poked away by Hadley as he strips it away from Rolfs. 3-point game, and Hadley carries it. And English tried to push it ahead to Rolfs, but Rolfs says, "You weren't communicating with me. I never knew the ball was flying towards me." Leverage, English, Rolfs, Curtis, and Butcher on the floor for the Dragons. Jaden McGrath, Daniels, Hadley, Lewis, Kendricks on the floor for the Bulldogs. Timeout for Coach Rolfs as he needs to stop the bleeding. The Independence fan section starting to ratchet up their intensity and their enthusiasm. We are in a minute and a half into this fourth quarter of play. 3 points separate the Dragons and the Bulldogs, and we bring you back with more Purple Dragon action in 30 seconds on your sports headquarters, ESPN 1007.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
6:30 left to the fourth quarter of action. Jaden McGrath, if you are just joining us, has had an absolutely phenomenal performance. He is 7 of 11 from downtown, 21 points and a rebound, as he has been the candle guiding this Independence Bulldog team through the labyrinth that is Pittsburg High School. Butcher catches it in the front court following the side inbound by Curtis in front of the scorer's table, which is a rickety long table, looks like a conference table. Pass fake by Leverns, near side corner to Butcher, who skips it over the head of the defense to Rolfs, who's 1 of 7 from deep tonight. He has not been able to keep pace with McGrath. Butcher, chest pass over to Leverns to Curtis, left block, Butcher 3, and the Dragons really needed that trifecta. Butcher advances to 3 of 6 from deep. The Dragons 7 of 17 from downtown. That's a 41% mark, really respectable. And Daniel puts on the razzle-dazzle in front of Butcher, nearly getting him to drop. Finds Kendricks, pull up 2, takes a couple hops off the orange, but not a very friendly Bulldog hop. English, his 8th rebound on the night. Kendricks drops to 3 of 7 from the floor. And he's passed up open 3-pointers to take the 2s. His mid-range game not bad. Most of the shots coming from mid-range. Butcher 3, that's another big one. He's now 4 of 7. The lead grows to 9. That inflated really fast. Daniels, bounce pass, left corner. Hadley looks off Daniels. Kendricks up and under, step through English, just using his length to swat it away. Curtis pushing English and saying, that's a nice block, man. And that re-energizes the Dragons. 2 threes by a senior. 5 minutes to go up 9. A lot of room for Independence to work on here. Daniels, right ring, 2. That's off. And Coach Rolf saying go to the high post. English does not go, but Curtis does. He catches it after a sniping throw from Rolfs. English right block. He's fouled. Both Daniels and McGrath saying, how was that a foul? We were straight up. 4:40 left in the fourth. Dragons up 9. English can make it double-digit here. English, so far, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. He has 14 and 8 in the contest. First free throw sinks. He will have a second one awaiting him. High trajectory bounce pass from the official as Purple Dragon cheerleaders interlacing their hands and wiggling the fingers like jazz hands. English sinks the free throw. He has 16 and 8 on the night. Daniels trying to work fast. Bounce pass McGrath, right corner. And the urgency from the Bulldogs is admirable. An absolutely terrific trifecta. McGrath right in the grill of Ross, sinks it. Can you dig it? Jaden McGrath has hit some absolutely absurd shots to keep the Bulldogs within an arm's length of the Dragons. Avi, have you seen a 3-point showing like this at the high school level?
I'm glad you finished that with the high school level. No, I have not. Oh my goodness. before you even called that shot, I was thinking that was a bad shot. I really thought so. And boy, was I proven wrong. Unbelievable shooting by McGrath tonight. He is just on one.
And I don't know if there's too much you can do if you're Coach Rolfs. Drew Rolfs, Kylie Rolfs' son, who plays the 2-guard, is on the floor right in the face of McGrath. And McGrath just takes a little leaner backwards, about a 21-footer, 22-footer, brings the ball to his shoulder, holds it a bit longer than he normally does. That just puts a bit more emphasis on his wrist to give it that distance, and hits nothing but net. 8 of 12 from downtown for Jaden McGrath. If you didn't know the name, learn it. 4:30 left in the fourth, 58-50 the score. Dragons lead by 8. Leverins and Rolfs flash up from the low block. Rolfs will catch a near side wing. Curtis double team down low. Rolfs left wing 3. He's short. He has struggled. Curtis offensive rebound. He's fouled by Kendricks. And Curtis hyped up following that offensive rebound. On the note of Drew Rolfs, 1 of 8. Rough night shooting for him. Curtis at the free throw line. His first is good. Kendricks picks up his 4th. And Coach Lanning cognizant of that as he will sub out. Coming in is Farley. So Marion Farley back on the floor with his red, black, and white checker Nike shoes with an orange swoosh. Curtis, 2 of 2. Inbound by Daniels. Rolfs is back there with McGrath, and I think Coach Rolfs is telling Drew Rolfs on the floor, let's just run a box and one or a box and a whisker. You just play man and deny the entire time. We'll allow our guys to do the rest. Foul on Rolfs. 8th team foul, and McGrath goes to the line. First on Rolfs. 10-point ball game, under 4 to go in the fourth. Regardless if Independence comes out with this win, this will be a memorable performance for the Bulldogs and McGrath. McGrath, 3 dribbles in between his legs, flicks his wrist and converts. The Bulldogs shooting their 12th and 13th free throws of the night. McGrath, 3 dribbles, spins the ball in his mitts from his gloves. The shot goes up and in. McGrath, 26. Butcher telling Rolfs to flare and go to the right wing. English catches, near side block, goes into Lewis and scores. Insta offense. English 18 and 8 on the night, 62-52 the score. The Dragons keeping that double-digit score. Regardless of the 3-pointers by McGrath, something will give here in the next 30 to 40 seconds. McGrath, head fake, double team by Curtis and English. Daniels catches, McGrath asking for the basketball back. He's open, head fake by Farley. Hadley catches, near side corner, dribbles to the far side elbow, finds Daniels. He will bounce off a Butcher, goes right-handed, flicks it off the window and scores. Zedrick Daniels, a great shot. 8-point game again, 3:10 to go in the contest. Curtis catches at the apex of the arch, following the pass from Leverage. A dart pass over from the quarterback to the coach's son. Head fake by Leverage. He brings it above his head from the high post to Curtis, left corner, back to Leverage, back to English, over a left wing to an open Butcher, who reverses it back to Leverage. Pass fake, bounce pass over to Curtis, who scores over Daniels. Tough shot by Chase Curtis. He had the size advantage, but to contort your body the way he did with his hips trailing and to maintain his focus and hone in, zero in on the back iron and window is impressive. Daniels attacks. Lewis offensive board, left hand goes up, no. Good effort by Lewis, but 2 missed shots by Independence. Rolfs, 25 feet away from the can, reverses it over to Butcher, who works it back around towards the near side of the court to Leverins. Rolfs catches, far side wing. He works it back to an open Leverins, and a foul committed by Farley. 4 on Farley, 4 on Kendricks. 10th team foul. 2 shots for Isaac Leverins, and a crucial junction of the ball game. free throw hops around and does not go through. Leverage spins the ball in his mitts. Second free throw goes. So Isaac Leverage, his first 2 points of the game. 65-54 is the score. Dragons lead it. Right corner, Daniels trying to work away from Grant. He finds an open Farley, right elbow 2, rebounded by Curtis. Grant following the rebound on the opposite end by Curtis, his third of the night. Curtis works it around the perimeter, has Grant far side wing to Rolfs, who awaits a high ball screen to the right hip of McGrath. Rolfs in trouble as he picked up his dribble. Grant catches 3 steps away from the top of the arch. A minute 30 to go in the contest. 65-54 is the score. Rolfs trying to fend off the harassing, and I mean harassing McGrath. And a timeout used by Coach Rolfs. A minute 16 left in the ball game. 11-point lead for the Dragons. 65-54. We are back in 30 ticks with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
An 11-point lead for the Dragons. 1:16 left in the contest. On the road at Independence, Kansas. Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. 1:16, not a lot of time to work with Independence. What a ball game they have posted tonight. Even more so, an individual effort by McGrath. 26 points, 8 of 12 shooting from deep. Rolfs catches in the backcourt. Good defense by McGrath. 1:10 to go. McGrath forces Rolfs to his left and a foul. I think it's on McGrath. If it is, yep. I think it is. Yep, it's his fourth. Rolfs with a pair of free throws. 11th foul committed by the Bulldogs, and it kind of stems from a sloppy third quarter where they really couldn't keep their hands off of Pittsburg. They've only committed 4 fouls in this fourth, but in the third they committed 7. First free throw goes. Rolfs, 2 of 2. Struggling from behind the arc and from the field today. He is 2 of 9, but perfect from the free throw line. 60 seconds left, 13-point game. Independence trying to avoid 2 losses. Daniel uses the window, tosses it way up into the stratosphere off the glass, and it falls down for 2. Zedric Daniels, 2 of 3 from inside the horseshoe. Overall, he is 3 of 5, 9 points. Avi, 56 seconds to go, down 11 points. You have to go to McGrath, and if not McGrath, this game's over.
Well, the thing is, Cameron, is they're going to keep an extra eye out on McGrath. You're starting to see now, every time there's a pick and roll, they're going to double team McGrath. That's going to leave someone open. I said it before, McGrath took some tough shots, but he made them. I don't know. I mean, if he's feeling it, obviously you got to give him the hot hand. If not, you got to look. There's other guys that are on that perimeter. I think Daniels is the other guy you got to go to here. I think Daniels has done a good job of spacing the floor and getting an opportunity for them. But right now, they have to make a defensive stop before we even talk about offense, Cameron.
Agreed. Curtis on the inbound, scans, looks, baseball pass, English reels it in, goes to the Prowley and draws the foul. Prowley did not stand a chance.
Smart foul, though.
It was a smart foul on Prowley's part. And Prowley leaned in and edged into the backcourt, and then English sold the fake towards the basketball, sprinted to the opposite end, and used his 6'7" frame to gather the basketball, following the pass from quarterback Chase Curtis. Lewis comes in for Prowley, who goes to the bench with 2 fouls. English who just sank the first, has a second one awaiting him. He can hit the 20-point echelon tonight on a quote-unquote quiet night. And he knocks down both. 67 on the night, 67, 56 is the score, 50 ticks to go. McGrath catches, he's got to let this one rip. Left wing picks it up. He was double-teamed by Rolfson Curtis. Daniels working on English, great speed. Bounce pass with his right hand to Hadley. Right corner, air ball poked by Curtis. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons with 36 seconds to go. And Coach Rolfs will have an 11-win club going back home to Parsons. It was a 7-game homestand prior to coming on the road to Independence, about an hour 15 drive. Lewis met at the top by Curtis and blocked. To Butcher, frustration foul by Daniels. But the Dragons to go back home. So over the last 9 games, playing 8 at home. That's a significant advantage for PHS, who lost to Parsons by 3 on the road, and to go back home and face off against Anthony Houck's crew, who lost off a controversial buzzer beater against Fort Scott. That's going to be a big game.
Well, I tell you, they had this one circled on the calendar for quite some time as Butcher made the first free throw. A bit of a redemption game that these guys have been wanting to play. As they blew that one. Coach Ross even knows that that wasn't the same team in the second half.
Alex Kafka to check in as Butcher goes 2 for 2. Dragons 19 of 25 from the stripe. That has been one of the many differences. That's 12 points difference on the scoreboard. You take that 12 away, and this is a manageable ball game. Butcher applying pressure to Daniel. Daniel goes, high post, left corner. Farley with the rock, with the sphere in his right man. He'll swing it over. Daniels, his 3 long. Grant with the rebound, and that will just about do it. But Parsons coming on the road to Pittsburgh. Tuesday, the loss to Fort Scott, and I read Sean Fry's article from the Parsons Sun just to get acquainted with how that game went. And according to Coach Howe and Fry, the buzzer did not sound, or the clock did not start when the official had his hand up. He never chopped quick enough, and the 2-point jump shot went through and won it for Fort Scott. They play Lebec County tonight. No updates on that game, but I can tell you the Dragons prevail. Their 11th win on the year. 71-56, the final score. Without Gavin Elkamill, the Dragons still come out on top over a very stingy Jada McGrath-led Bulldog club. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back with final stats, and be greeted by head coach Kylie Rolls with the Pittsburgh High School Purple Dragons. Back in 2 minutes with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
A final welcome back to Independence High School in Independence, Kansas, as all the festivities are wrapping up. Both Pittsburg High School girls and basketball teams prevailing today. The boys more recently, 71-56 over Marcus Lanning's now 2-12 Bulldogs. Kylie Rolfs and his crew advanced to 11-3 on the season. Let's go over the final stats while we are waiting on said coach of the Purple Dragons. Chase Curtis, a slow start to start the ball game. He had 2 points, 1 rebound, and the first half notched 9 second-half points and 2 second-half rebounds. Javon Grant off the bench, 4 points. It was a truncated bench tonight, Avi, as Gavin Elkamil did not play. 1 point for Isaac Leverance, 8 points for Drew Rolfs on a 1 of 8 shooting performance from downtown. 20 points for Marquis English and 8 rebounds. 14 points for Jarek Butcher on his best 3-point shooting outing of the year, 4 of 7 from deep. And Trenton Austin, 13 points as he was given the starting nod. 2 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The Dragons 19 of 25 from the stripe compared to the 7 of 13 by the Bulldogs. And that was one of probably 2 differences on the night. The fouls that piled up on the Bulldogs, and then in the second half, a great adjustment by the Dragons to limit McGrath in his 3-point shooting as we transition to the Bulldogs. Jada McGrath, a performance that is ineffable, especially for a high school boy against the Dragons, who are a lot taller, larger classification. Shooting 8 of 12 from deep. He had 26 points and hit some absolutely ridiculous shots. He led the charge for the Bulldogs. The next closest scorer, 9 points for Zedric Daniels, including a rebound. 1 rebound by DeAndre Hadley and 7 points. 8 points for Kendricks and 4 boards. Prolly, 2 rebounds. 6 points by Davion Lewis and 3 rebounds. Final score, once again, 71-56. The Dragons advance to 11-3 on the season and 6-1 in SEK play. And Avi, we were treated to a great 3-point shooting performance by a terrific Jada McGrath.
And crazy thing about it, Cameron, kid's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
So expect to, well, you won't be here next year, but expect to call his name quite a bit next year, as he is a spectacular athlete that we got to witness a great game out of him. But it was a great game overall. It was a great way for PHS to overcome the obstacle, if you will, in McGrath and find a way. And I bet there's one guy better than me that will talk to you about that.
Yeah, and he's making his way over here. Head coach Kylie Rolfs for the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons, shaking the hand of Avi Sharma. And what a night it was, 71-56 the final score. And Coach, first off, congratulations on the victory. I don't think in the scouting report were you expecting Jada McGrath to have the night he had.
Well, we knew he could shoot. I mean, there's no doubt we knew he could shoot, and he got hot. And boy, did he get hot in that first half. And you know, I thought we did. We were hot early. Then they kind of got hot, and you know, I thought our guys did a good job of just kind of staying focused, not getting rattled by all that stuff. This is a tough place to play. It always has been for us. And, you know, that's something we talked about yesterday, but our guys did a good job, I thought, of just kind of weathering the storm, if you will. And, you know, down the stretch there, we played really smart. We put the ball in the right place. When we didn't convert inside, we made free throws, and that was what enabled us to get it done.
I know you talked about weathering the storm. Do you mind expanding in terms of the grittiness of your team? I know it's 50-47. If there's a team that's starting to crawl back into a ball game, some teams are likely to waver, but you guys did not tonight.
Well, we talk a lot about, and we've been recently here a lot more about toughness. And that was one of our deals tonight. The tougher team's going to win. And boy, Independence came to play, but I thought our guys, just like you said, showed a lot of resiliency. Didn't get rattled. You know, we made some plays that we shouldn't have there for a while, but we didn't let it phase us. We stayed ready to make the next play, and that's what you got to do, especially on the road.
Coach, Austin starting over Elkamil tonight. Elkamil, whatever the reason may be. How do you think that Austin played tonight in that starting role?
Well, Gavin's just got an injury right now. We're hoping we can get him some rest, and hopefully he'll be good to go and practice on Monday, so he's ready to go on Tuesday. Treno really came out and played well, without a doubt. Especially the start. He really gave us good energy early on. Converted a lot of stuff, made free throws like I just got done talking about. So, you know, he did a nice job of stepping up.
I also did want to key in on the free throws tonight. Austin shooting particularly well, 5 of 6 from the stripe. Coming into this game, I think he was 7 or 8 of 15 or 16. He's had his chances, but have free throws been an emphasis in practice as you guys shot 19 of 25 to the line? That's a good 76% clip.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, no more of an emphasis than they always are. I mean, they're a big deal to us. And, you know, tonight we were fortunate enough to step up there and make it. And I told you earlier, I think we're a good free throw shooting team.
Yep.
Knock on wood, and tonight we showed that. So.
All right, this is an obligatory question from Avi Sharma. He wants to know, who do you have in the Super Bowl?
Who do I have in the Super Bowl? This is a game that I don't like. Either team, probably. If I had to pick a rooting interest, I would pick Philadelphia.
Thank you. You're not looking at my polo, which is Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
right
I thought you were going to overstep your boundaries there for a second.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and finish my statement. That's who I'd be rooting for. I'm probably thinking the Patriots are going to win, but I'm going to probably be rooting for the Eagles if I have to root for somebody.
You and Coach Grotz.
Anyway.
Either way, regardless, congratulations on the victory, the 11th of the season, 6-1 in SEK play, still atop the SEK polls with Parson next week. Congratulations on the victory,
All right,
Coach.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Once again, Kylie Rolfs, head boys basketball coach of the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. We will wrap it up here from Independence High School. Punxsutawney Phil decided to hide, but we will not. From Avi Sharma, Caleb Wood now back at our KSH2 studio. Cam Molina with you. 71-56 victory for the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons boys basketball team, and a big 41-35 victory for Coach Chris Krotz and his Lady Dragons. So long, have fun, be safe. We will see you Tuesday in Pittsburg, Kansas. Go Eagles.
Yeah.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now